Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show. Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are back. It's going to be another very interesting episode. We're going to deal with a concept that, we're going to deal with again and again and again, because we need to consider things, y'all. We need to consider things, and we need to consider the pure fact, okay, that when it come down to it, okay, at the end of the day, hey, you got a mama. You wouldn't be here unless you got a mama. You know, I don't know if you know your mama, but you got one, okay? Okay, your mama may no longer be with us, but you got one because you're here, okay? She's a black woman, y'all. Your mama's a black woman. Well, all those that it count to. Maybe a few people out there who mama is not a black woman. But a lot of y'all who listening today, your mama is a black woman, okay? You know, some of y'all got some sisters who are black women. Some of y'all got some aunties who are black women. Some of y'all got some cousins who are black women. So we are going to be dealing with black women should be protected at all costs, y'all. Black women should be protected at all costs. That's what we're going to get into today. Now, before we go too far into this, let me say, first of all, shout out to all the people who listen and give me views on a regular basis, because I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all make up the fam around here. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. You should know it, definitely. So shout out to each and every one of y'all, and that includes the replay game, okay? That includes the replay game. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream because you are also helping the algorithm grow. And y'all, say some smart stuff sometimes. Some of y'all, give me things to think about. Some of y'all even help me come up with ideas. You just don't know it. But shout out to each and every one of y'all who does that. Shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. Now, I know people I know you just can't hype up everything all the time. So if you save yours for me, you are doing a fantastic deed, and I want to give you props. So shout out to each and everyone who hype me up every chance they get. I much appreciated. Much appreciated. Okay. Also, shout out to the people who hit that like button. Y'all know that's the main source to make things happen. Okay, that's a main source to make things happen. Okay, so shout out to everyone who hits that like button. Okay, and y'all, let's give some shout outs to some of the first. Well, first of all, let me say this, and I didn't get the chance to say it yesterday, y'all, because we had some issues going on with electricity. So I couldn't even get it in yesterday. But shout out to my main man, no placeholder, who came through with the Cash App. He came through with the Cash App, $20 on the Cash App yesterday. I just couldn't see it because we had power issues, so it just wasn't coming in. But shout out to you, no placeholder. I want to give you a special thanks, and you are sponsor of today's stream because all money on the wood is good at the Roger Report Live. So shout out to you, my brother, honoring you right now because I didn't even see the Cash App come in because of the issues that we had yesterday. A little bit of a storm yesterday. Y'all know how I go. So shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Appreciate you big time. And y'all, here we go. I'm giving people a little bit of room, y'all. I'm giving people a little bit of room, changing up when I put the shows up. It's gonna be up early enough for y'all to do what y'all need to do. But we just watching. So who's on the prowl, y'all? Who's on the prowl? And I want to say shout out to what we like to call around these parts the Highlander of today's stream. My main man, Afro Merchant, is in the building. He got it. Shout out to you, Afro Merchant. Way to be on guard. Y'all know it's can only be one. Okay, there can only be one. Shout out to Terrell Bentley coming in right behind him, representing as he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hey Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Music Man 1982 is here. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Inspired Truth Broadcast has pulled up to the cool table this morning. Great to see you. Tunnel Runner sitting right next to him. Glad to have you. The RX is in the building right next to Tunnel Runner. Glad to see y'all here. The Righteous Teacher just walked on in. Glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you. We got Ahmed Global in the building. Great to see you. The Great Black Reset is in the building. Bronk coming through right behind him. Glad to see y'all. Glad to see you. Shout out to I'm listening. Okay, Bucket is in the building. Great to see you, y'all. We got Jerome Payne in the house. Man, it's going to be a good show. I can already feel it, y'all. But there is some tragedy that went down in this one, y'all. We had a couple of brothers. Shout out to Elder Blood. I see you checking in, my brother. I see you. Okay, shout out to these brothers doing what they got to do to be a hero. Okay, let's keep that real. And let's not take away from that. These two brothers came in to be heroes. Why? Because they had a sister that's in trouble. Now, I'm going to assume her last name is Pierre. We don't know this to be sure. I'm going to assume her last name is Pierre. Why? Because her brother, I believe his name is pronounced Gianni. I believe it's Gianni, okay? And Jaheen, two brothers, 123, 128 years old. Both of them last name was Pierre. So there's a possibility the sister last name could very much be Pierre, but I don't know her name, y'all. Her name was not released because they put her as a domestic violence victim. Okay, that's what it was, a domestic violence victim. So they didn't release her name. So I didn't see what her name was with the different things I looked at. Never saw her name. Now, is her last name actually Pierre? I'm gonna say, man, I don't even think so. Truth be told, I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't think so. I don't think her last name Pierre. Uh, when I look at the two brothers and their skin tone, and then I look at her with her skin tone, I'm thinking she probably no, it's a possibility that she don't have the same father as they do, but not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. You look at the two brothers, you know, a little bit different looking than she is, but they could have had the same father. You know, black folks can produce in all types of shades and hues, but we got to recognize there's a chance that maybe she's only a half sister. And that could be a very real thing. I mean, they probably grew up as brothers and sisters in the same home, but she could possibly be a half sister. I don't know her age yet. So, you know, I'm thinking this is their little sister just off the way she looks. Okay. She got that lighter skin tone. So I'm thinking, you know, it's a black woman involved. So chances are these these two brothers and this sister ain't got the same father. Now, do the two brothers have the same father? I don't know. I would assume though, because the last name is Pierre, but that don't necessarily mean anything either. It's women out there that don't understand the importance of naming kids after their father. And you know, sometimes brothers and sisters end up having sex with each other unbeknownst to them. They don't get the importance of it sometimes. So it is what it well, they ignore the importance. I ain't gonna say they don't get it, but they ignore the importance of it. So not even saying the two brothers got the same daddy. Hopefully that's the case, but we really just don't know. Okay, we really just don't know. All right. Now, black women believe they should be protected. Okay, they'll get up on the internet and say they should be protected. They try to imply to black men, they try to tell black men, they even try to shame black men into protecting them. Okay. In this particular case, according to the records, this woman actually called her brothers. Now, why did she call her brothers? She called her brothers to get killed. That's why she called them. Now, I know a lot of people going to say, well, she's a victim in this situation. Her brothers got that. And I'll put a link in the description. If you listen to the link is implying that she's a victim. The link implies she don't know what was going to happen, even though she clearly knew what was going to happen. She had been with a man. His name is Carter. Okay. I think it was Antoine Carter. Carter is the last name. And Carter and her got into it with each other for something. Of course, we don't have the reason they even got into it, as if it's important. And it's not the first time. It may be the last time, but it definitely wasn't the first time. So they get into it about something. Now, why a woman's arguing with a man makes no sense. Makes no sense. Okay. But she's arguing with him for whatever the reason is. So now she takes it upon herself to call her brothers up. Now, why did she call her brothers? I mean, let's keep it real. She wanted them to get into it with Mr. Carter. So here come the Pierre brothers. They looking out for their sister. They show up. They doing what everybody just about would encourage black men to do. Okay. I ain't gonna say everybody. Some of us we starting to wake up. Okay. Shout out to the brothers that are waking up. But a lot of folks, most folks will encourage you. It was even said in the video, if you a decent man. Now, I don't forget exactly how she said it, but it was like, if you're a man about anything, you're a decent brother at all. Of course, you're gonna go protect your sister. And guess what? You supposed to throw out everything you already know. Now, these two brothers come to quote unquote rescue their sister from an argument, which makes no sense. Y'all, I'm going to encourage everybody to put their thinking cap on. Do you think this woman called her brothers and told her brother that they're just in an argument? Why would they come rushing over there if they were being told she's just in an argument? So obviously she told the brothers at the very least This is a physical altercation she's going through. Now, she's with Mr. Carter for 4 years. Okay. Now, again, I don't know the sister's actual name. We can refer to her last name as Pierre just to kind of go along with her brother's name. What is her first name? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So we gonna name her for show purposes, y'all. We gonna name her for show purposes. All right. Now, obviously, I can't say it's obvious, but I'm gonna suspect whoever the mama is like to throw out some fanciful names or whatever. You know, you know, if one guy his name is actually pronounced Gianni, okay, and we got Jaheem, okay, we'll just call her Jasmine, y'all. We're gonna call her Jasmine for now. That is not her actual name that I know of, but we'll call her Jasmine for now, okay, for show purposes. So Jasmine calls her brothers. Obviously, she tell her brothers, this guy over here giving me the fops. Okay, he giving me the fops. Now, this is the thing. They tell black men, if you get a call like this from your sister, you should go protect her. Number one, this is not even a place to do. Okay. Now, she's being protected because she's being considered a domestic violence victim. Now, I don't know how she a victim because she's been dealing with Carter for 4 years. So what does that mean? The brothers have some level of a background story on Carter. Okay. Now, y'all may think she called her brothers over for a different reason. And ain't none of them gonna be good reason if we try to make any level of sense. Because you could say she was calling her brothers to check her boyfriend. Why would she be with a man that she got to call her brothers to come check? And I'm gonna tell y'all this: you don't get involved in no domestic violence situation. You don't get involved in no one's relationship. I don't care what you think. It is what it is. If this is your daughter, if this is your sister, if this is your auntie, if this is your cousin, if this your god sister, whoever it is to you, I understand you want to protect her. I get it. Okay. I totally get it. Okay. Shout out to Lena. You wrong too. Okay. I'm gonna say shout out to you. You say no, call the professionals. Now you wrong too. Okay. You wrong too. And I ain't saying this to be me. I'm explaining to you. I explain it as we go about. Oh, you gonna see how you wrong too. This is the thing, y'all. Now, in this particular case, she been messing with this dude for 4 years. All right. Whatever she got to go through to get that dick, she willing. And that is something you need to understand. It may be your relative. Okay. Again, even as a man, this could be your daughter. And I know this will make any father uncomfortable. I'm very much sure this will make any father uncomfortable. She's willing to go through whatever she needs to go through to get that dick. Now, I'm going to assume that all three were raised by a single mother. That's what my actual belief is. You got a 28-year-old and a 23-year-old. Okay. I'm going to assume that Jasmine is younger because I don't know her age. I'm assuming that Jasmine is the youngest one. You know, so Jasmine called her brothers up to quote unquote check her boyfriend. But honestly, she probably called them over so her brothers can get killed because see, Jasmine know about her man. She know about her man. They've been messing with each other for 4 years. The man, he told that steel at the end of the day. Okay, he be packing, and we ain't talking about the bedroom. He be packing. Are we supposed to believe for a hot second that Jasmine don't know that her man, the guy that's dicking her down, don't carry? Are we supposed to believe that? Of course Jasmine know the man got a gun. What woman's with a dude for 4 years and don't know he toting the steel, as they say? Okay. He got that iron. Okay. We gonna call this gun everything today, y'all. Okay. But she know he got that iron. So what she do? she called her brothers like, hey, he's doing it again. Now, we don't know exactly what happened on the phone call, but we know it had to be something to that because her brothers came over there to protect her. That's what we know. All right? That's what's been reported. Why would you call your brothers to protect you? Because you're getting the files put on you again. Okay? Again, y'all, this is 4 years. 4 years. So she had to tell her, look, man, he putting the fops on me again. I need y'all to come do something. Now they, surely they consider themselves good brothers. People around them consider them good brothers, good family men, protecting their sister and all this type of stuff. And there are going to be a lot of people who are going to say that's what they should have done. Now, both of them dead. Does anyone care they're dead? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure they made some friends in life. Their friends might care they dead. Okay. They might have some associates that care they dead. They might have some cousins who care that they dead. That's very true. And there's even a possibility they mama might. Now, I think, and even the people who put the video together, yeah, even the people who put the video together, they were implying that the sister might care. Well, she's gonna have to think about this date, for the rest of it. Man, she ain't worried about that date. You know what she gonna be doing on that date? She gonna be getting it in. Somebody else is gonna be dicking her down 9 times out of 10. Now, why am I saying that? Because Carter probably ain't getting free. Okay. So far, what I know is he ain't got no bail. If he ain't got a bail, can't nobody bail you out. Is what it is. So the day they were born on, because they was both born on the same day. They made this like an issue in the video. They were born on the same day. And then they died on the same day. 5 years apart for the birth, no years apart on the death. You know what she's gonna be doing on both of those dates? She's gonna be getting dick down. That's what she's gonna be doing. Because why wouldn't she? Okay? Because why wouldn't she? If you would mess with somebody like, I believe his name was Antoine Carter, if you gonna mess with him, you think she ain't gonna get some dick on their birthday? Heck, she gonna get some birthday dick in their honor. All right? Now, again, y'all, I'm assuming that this is a little sister. A little sister that probably grew up not listening to either one of them. Because if she listened to either one of them, why is she with a man who been beaten up behind for 4 years? And see, a lot of folks will have you think, well, black men are violent. Guess what, y'all? I'm sure she's violent. Who can be with a man for 4 years and not be hitting them? Okay? Y'all think she got violent? See, people tell stories and they tell facts in certain ways. I'm not even saying they lie every single time. Sometimes people give facts in certain ways, but they give facts that they leave out certain things because they want you to come to certain conclusions on your own. All right? So they got her there as she's some kind of victim. You've been messing with this dude for 4 years. First of all, okay, ain't no sister walking around with no dude and she don't know he toting that steel and she been messing with him 4 years. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Okay? That ain't even a realistic thought. All right. Now, she's been in this situation that's considered domestic violence. That means she liked to fight. Y'all think a woman is going to stick there for 4 years with a guy that's whooping on her and she ain't trying to whoop on him? See, a lot of times media ain't going to tell you that. People have longer lasting relationships with people that they agree with for the most part. Okay? So not only Is it one person doing the hitting? See, if you say they was together for 4 months and then they got into it and he put the hands on her, so she left. See, now I could believe maybe she didn't know he was like that. Maybe she thought he was going to be different. You know what they say? I thought he was going to be different. I thought I could change him. And then he touched her up a little bit and she said, no, I'm getting out of this one. I don't need 2 black eyes to teach me the same thing. One black eye can tell me all by itself. I'm getting up out of it. So what does that mean? That means this is probably an extremely violent woman. Okay? How violent you got to be hitting on a guy who he got that piece with him on a regular basis? How violent you got to be to hit the guy who carries the piece? Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? And shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Appreciate the super chat. He said selective editing is what it's called. Shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, they're going to leave some in, but they're going to leave some stuff out. That's just the way it go. All right? Now, you ain't going to be able to get her to tell you the full story, because why would she mess her own name up just because she got 2 dead brothers on her account? And I'm going to say she's slick about it, too. She's slick about it because she got both her brothers killed in a situation where another man going to go down for it. She's slick. You know, they call stuff like this nowadays. The young people, they got slang. Y'all know young folks always going to have the slang. We was young. We was creating the slang back in the day. We got young people creating the slang now. They call this getting finessed, y'all. That's what they call it. See, she finessed her brothers and her man. She finessed all 3 of them. You got 2 brothers trying to go protect somebody. Now, why am I saying I think they wasn't raised with no father? Because they 23 and 28. At a certain point, you're supposed to learn to not just take a phone call the same way you used to take a phone call when, let's say you was 15, 16, 17 years old. Your sister called you saying some guy done hit her. Okay? Yeah, you're going to rush over there. You ain't going to think about it. You just running off emotion. You doing what you think need to be done. But as you get older as a man, you're supposed to know you don't just go running because some woman called for help. And I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? I ain't doing that. Now, there will be somebody out there. They may not say it out loud, but they're going to criticize it in their mind. It may be a person come over here for the first time. They're going to say, well, what if it was your sister? And I'm going to be like, what if it was? What that supposed to mean? If you've been with that dude for 4 years and you still with him, what is calling me going to do? Well, I'm supposed to go over there and do what? Okay, I can go over there and get killed like she got her brothers killed. That could happen. I can go over there and fight. Now I'm fighting a nigga that, you know what I'm saying? What if he hit me real good and give me a black eye? What if I have to get a black eye over this? You know what I'm saying? Before that eye get back right, she'll be back in the bed with him. So what good that gonna do? Okay? Let's say I go over there and I just truly beat the brakes off this man. Okay? He don't even get a good lick in. So now I got to be proud that I beat up some guy, and then my sister gonna have sex with him again anyway, because she gonna have sympathy because he done got beat up now. Okay, so I'm gonna help this nigga get some more pussy by beating him up. How does it work out for me? Okay, how does this work out for me? Where the goodness for me? Okay, now my sister gonna be thinking about, I can't leave the dude. Why? Because you done beat the brakes off of him. I gotta help him get better. That don't work out for me. All right. Let's say he mess up my shirt. I get over there, I beat the brakes off him, but he ripped my shirt. Now I gotta get a new shirt. So now I'm losing money on the deal too. Okay. Now I'm losing money on the deal. I'm going over there to quote unquote protect my sister, but I'm losing money on it. Okay. My sister won't leave. He dicking her down real good. And I'm losing money on it on top of this. Now that's if, okay, See, the other scenario is I go over there and I beat him up, and now he upset. He called the cops because he on. So I'm gonna get this nigga. Okay, I may not be able to whoop him with the hands. I'm gonna whoop him with the law. So now he called the law. Now I'm getting arrested. Now what y'all think my sister gonna do? You think my sister gonna side with me and say she called me over there and something happened and I had to protect her? Or you think she gonna side with the dude that's dicking her down? Let's be realistic, y'all. More than likely, she gonna side with the dude that's dicking her down. Okay? And she gonna feel bad for the dude because I done whooped him now. So now I done came over there, I done whooped the dude dicking her down. She feel bad for the dude. The dude said, I'm gonna call the police since I can't whoop this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be a nigga to him. You know, I can't whoop this nigga. So I'm gonna get this nigga locked up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna even the playing field. She gonna side with him. I'm going to jail. Now I gotta make a decision on should I get bailed out or do I wait for them to let me go for free? These are not good decisions I want to deal with. Okay. This is not what I'm trying to have in my life. Okay. This ain't nowhere in the world this is good for me. Okay. You can do what you want with it, but to me, this ain't no good deal. You know, and I'm going to whoop a nigga for a chick that ain't giving me none. Cause this is my sister. It ain't like I'm finna go beat up a guy and then the woman gonna reward me with some pussy. No, this is my sister. I ain't getting nothing out of this. Okay? I might be lucky to get a thank you. Possibly I get a thank you. I doubt it though, because at the end of the day, you're gonna beat up her man. She's not gonna say thank you. It is what it is. See, this is the real stuff that a lot of people don't really put into conversations like this. The real deal is you're gonna go over there, even if you do whoop this dude, you may not leave with a scratch. Your sister ain't gonna even give you a thank you. Okay? And you might be going to jail very soon. Now, let's say you don't go to jail. Okay. You able to whoop him, quote unquote, get him in line, right? Okay, so now what's supposed to happen and when they stay together? You don't whoop the dude, so now you check the dude for your sister. Okay. You check the dude for your sister. So what's going to happen next year? What's going to happen in 2 years? What's going to happen in 3 years? See, now you got to ever police this nigga for your sister. Your sister having a great time. And she getting this nigga checked by her brother. You throwing blows every time this gets escalated too much. So you're going to have time and time again where you might get killed because this nigga going to figure out, I can't whoop this nigga. I'm going to have to do something else. Yeah, that sounds like a great way to spend your time. That sounds like a great way to live your life. This is why I don't think these dudes had no daddy. Okay? Because a father has to make tough decisions. I think a father is going to eventually come to the conclusion and tell his sons, man, stop getting involved with that. I love her too. Okay? But your sister going to get you killed. That's the real deal. Your sister is going to get you killed. All right? Now, shout out to Black Uru Strikes. Black Uru Strikes says, oh, let me show the super chat. He says, that's the face of a woman who likes to fight. I'm just saying, y'all. And you know, a lot of folks ain't gonna show a whole lot of her. Okay? They already keeping the name secret because they don't want people to know what the deal is. Okay? Because she's a victim of domestic violence. How you a victim? It's been 4 years. You tell me, y'all. How you a victim and it's been 4 years? Okay? Okay? Shout out to Brunk. Shout out to Brunk in the chat. He said, nah, mom told them boys don't let anyone touch their sister. And you know what? She probably did. You know? And one 23, the other 28. They clearly didn't understand how serious things like this can get. And now they're both dead wrong for going over there. You see, a lot of folks like to chill and present stuff and, present the conveniences and stuff. Them boys was dead wrong for going over there. Now, number one, they say they went over to where they at. They didn't go fight nobody at their home. They went over there with this young woman. Well, Mr. Carter was there. Okay, I believe that was his place. Okay, and I'm not 100% sure. So, number one, you don't even have the footing of this being your home. So you ain't got no castle doctor. You ain't got nothing. Okay. Now, can a man go protect a woman? Sure you can. How you protecting a woman that's getting digged down by a dude she been fighting for 4 years? How's that protection? You tell me. Look, man, I done helped somebody with domestic violence before. But you know what I did? I went over there to help her move out. Hey, I'm done with this relationship. This one over with. Okay? Can y'all help me move out? See, I'm down for that. I'm cool. See, y'all can't be together and you want me to get involved. Now, I can help you move because the relationship over with. I can do that. But I ain't finna, no. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I don't care if it's my own sister, y'all. If he whooping on you and you my sister, yeah, I love you, but that's your husband. I'm past the point of people having boyfriends. So at this point, y'all, it's husbands, okay? I'm not coming to fight my sister's husband, okay? Let alone the boyfriend. I ain't going to fight my sister's husband. If my sister's husband is in a fight with me, we supposed to be on the same team. Ain't no reason for us to be in any kind of fight where we're not on the same team. Okay? It is what it is. See, a lot of people have this thought that black women should be protected at all costs. These two brothers, at least when it comes to their sister, they agree with that. And they went over there. Now, the man went downstairs to get a gun. Okay? It didn't just come out like that, but as they went through the video footage, they seen the man go to the car, get that piece. Okay? They was in a particular location where they got audio and cameras, y'all. What kind of place you live in where they got the audio of what's going on? So Carter was heard banging on the door talking about let me in. I dare one of y'all to let me in. Now, he tried to play it off like it was self-defense. I don't think it's going to work for him. But I'm just going to say, y'all, what kind of place do you live in where they taping and they got the audio of it? Is that violent? Did they got the audio? I didn't see plenty of security footage, but they got the audio? Now, I ain't going to say 100% for sure that the audio came from the building, but it seems like it came from the building. Okay? It sure looked like it came from the building. They dealing with some stuff over there. Now, I'm supposed to accept that she's some kind of victim. Now, let's see. It's one black woman who has no charges on her. There's one black man who's currently right now being held for double murder. And there's two black men that are dead. And somehow I'm supposed to count and think somehow she's a victim? How is she a victim? You got to be playing, okay? You got to be playing. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to look at this situation and come to a conclusion. Now, I'm not saying other people ain't going to come to the conclusion that she's a victim, because other people will. What I'm saying is I can count, okay? Now, I don't deal with a lot of complex math on a regular basis, but counting, 1 to infinity, I definitely can do that. I definitely can count to 4, okay? And yeah, there's some victims. Okay, there's definitely some victims. I'm gonna say the easy victims that count is 2 dead brothers. That's the victims because they sister set them up. It's that simple at the end of the day. But let me turn the mic over to Dr. GBR. He's in the building. He got his lightsaber going. Let's see what he do with it.
I appreciate the honorific. I am still holding on to my doctorate degree. My background check ain't came back for them to find out it's false yet, so I'm gonna hold on to it for a couple more days.
I mean, technically, you probably have a good 6, 7 months or whatever, because folks out here acting like they died for a good little minute.
Hey, the school closed down, so I don't know who they call it, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, man, I had a good time yesterday. I want to say that first and foremost, man. It was an excellent show, and thanks to the chat, man, for supporting us yesterday. It really was a good time. One of the best times I've had here at the Roger Report Live. However, getting to this foolishness here. So, Roger, is there one victim? Or are there 4 victims?
Huh? Hey man, it definitely ain't 4 victims.
So she a victim?
Nah, I'm saying it's definitely not 4 victims. That's for sure.
Nah, we gonna play by the Roger Report rules, sir. Are there one victim?
I ain't asked that question.
A wise man once a long time ago asked me, was there one victim or are there 4 victims? Sir, this is the garbage taken out the garbage, bro. This is what's happening here. And we got to call this out, man. Bro, this woman is dating somebody. Okay, let me back up. Let me tone it down a little bit. They're not following the rules set about for manhood that we've set aside here at the Roger Report Live. See, if men respected men, this kind of thing would not happen. If she's sleeping with him, she belongs to him. It don't matter if you my sister, my mama, my auntie, my cousin. It don't matter. You belong to the man that you laying up with every night. And whatever rules he has set forth for you in that house, and whatever you abiding by, that's on you. Because you can leave anytime you get ready. So what you calling me for? See, if they had been raised to understand that this is the rules of manhood, this would have never happened. Those 2 young boys whose lives were taken, if they understood you don't never get between a man and his woman, even if it is your sister, they'll still be here. They would have knew to tell her, that ain't none of my business. That's y'all business. They just didn't follow the rules, man. There's no respect for manhood in the black community. You got these women that will send you out there like a pit bull into a fight that you can't win. And that's what they did. They answered her call, which they never should have. They didn't even know what was going on. And they came there to defend her honor, even though she's a woman with no honor at all. Nah, bro. This is trash. Take it out the trash, bro. It's what it is. She's trash. Her boyfriend's trash. And I think less of these men, I'm sad for their deaths, but I think less of these men for having lost their life for a useless cause. You don't never go into a fight because a woman said so. That's crazy. I'm going to land my plane there for now.
All right, y'all. We got 3 brothers here, so I'm going to let all 3 of y'all get in as the order came in, of course. So, first of all, we're gonna give it to Detective Sims. He gonna get it first. Now y'all gonna have to hold y'all peace. Hold y'all peace after he says something, because then we're gonna give it to Creator. And then y'all gonna hold y'all peace again. Okay? And Glocktavius strikes. We'll go after Creator. So we're gonna do that real quick, y'all. So it's gonna be Detective Sims, Creator. Then Glocktavius strikes, y'all. And then we'll have the back and forth, as they say. So 3 voices. Detective Sims, Creator, then Glocktavius strikes, and then we'll carry on from there. We're only gonna hear these 3 voices right now. Detective Sims, you have the floor, my brother. You have the floor.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Better than them.
Peace.
Um, First off, I want to say if the video that we listened to, everything is correct as possible, I don't think he should get first degree murder. I think he should get third degree murder. And second, I want to say those brothers, and I say that because those brothers violated. If that's his crib and y'all went over to his crib and then locked him out of his crib, I think he might have all the right to do what he did, but we'll see what goes on. The brothers, all they had to do was tell her, Shireen, come outside and we're going to pick you up. If that was too soft for them, they could have literally had a conversation with the dude. Because it don't seem like he wanted to shoot them. Yo, what's going on? Oh, my sister's bugging out. You know what? Yo, just leave her alone. Because every time y'all always getting into it, and it might just be her. So, yo, just move on and get you another shorty. Simple shit like that. I have to agree with Great Black Reset. This is the trash taking out the trash. Literally is. If you look at her, all them scars on her face, Black Uwu said it best. This is a chick who liked to fight. Literally likes to fight. And I think she did finesse her brothers. I wouldn't say this was a calculated finesse, but yeah, she finessed them. And this is what happens all the time in ghetto USA. All the time. Fellas, learn how, like Reset said, yo, have respect for manhood and learn how to talk about shit before you have to go to blows. There's always a conversation to be had before you gotta shoot some bullets off, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Thank you, Detective. I think your analysis was on point for right now. I'm sure you're doing you're gonna do some continued digging and come up with some more evidence of this case. You know what, man? This is crazy. I can remember back in the day, and this ain't no. I'm not glorifying domestic violence in no way, shape, or form. I think everybody should keep their hands and they verbal assaults, they emotional assaults, all them assaults to yourself, because most people in our community, when it happened, when a woman got out of line, even in the Bible, it was some straightening that had to be done, and it said, hey, you know what, you're gonna have to straighten your woman out. That don't necessarily mean physical, but you're gonna have to enforce your rules. You gotta lay rules down, and then you gotta enforce those rules. And then sometimes women test, your manhood, right? They feel like because they didn't beat up all these other broads, or they talk to everybody, or bully somebody in some type of way, that they can treat everybody like that, or because they got a gun in their purse, or a knife, or some spray, that, you know what, I'm bigger than anybody that approaches me, and I got protection, right? Not only from the government, not only from the sisterhood, but from a portion of the brotherhood, um, that they know they have protection. So now they walk around the world with their chests out. And so can't nobody give them no straightening. Nobody can give you constructive criticism. Nobody can say anything to you without you blowing all the way out of proportion, right? And so now when you blow out all the way out of proportion, now man is forced to be, he's forced to test his manhood. That's not what most men want to do. You're right. I don't want to do that. Like, hey, the law is pretty simple. Do this, do that, and we can live like this. I think it's a pretty simple. But when there is disruption, when you go against the grain, then somebody is tasked to give you some straightening, to give you some learning, and usually that's the man that you chose, right? And it's crazy to me, and I'm gonna land here, how you choose a man to come up under his protection. You know what type of protection this man is going to give you, but for some reason, that's not enough for you, right? You don't need his protection. You got your own protection. And so you play with this man's life, is what you're doing. I say, fellas, when a woman has a man, that is her dude. That's why I said marriage don't start with that certificate. It start when y'all start freaking. When you said, hey, you know what, you can have this, that's when it started. And so when you're under that man's protection, it's his duty to protect not only you from other people from you, but from you from yourself. So I landed right there. Stay out the way. Mind the business that's paying you, fellas. It ain't your woman. Get out the way. Lastly, it was the same thing, Roger, that just happened with another young man, another a guy brown about our status, you know what I'm saying, lost his life protecting a woman at Walmart, right? He was his woman, she cheated on him, they arguing, he probably smacking her up like, how dare you? And he steps in, to protect some woman's honor that he knows nothing about while she was getting straightening from her man, from her so-called husband, her provider, whatever that is. Once he put his winky in her and she let him, that's his. And he gonna do what he need to do. So I land there, man. This crazy, bro. Stay in your lane.
Octavius is on you, and then Tunnel Runners is here, so we're gonna give it to him right after. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Happy Tuesday, gentlemen. Can I be heard? Hello?
Don't be asking that, brother.
Loud and clear, brother. We hear you. Loud and clear.
Yeah, we hear you, brother. But don't be asking that.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful Tuesday. But as far as the subject, that's a nothing burger. There's nothing to see here. Because in 2026, with all the information that we have, if you know your sister's a 304 and she's dealing with a galactagus, and probably you had to intervene at least once before because he might have allegedly go upside her head because you didn't see anything, you didn't witness anything, you're going off just based on what she's saying, and she could be lying. So if you go out and crash out, that's on you. That's because you're stupid. And when I'm looking at these three guys, and I'm using this word very loosely, I'd rather call them three niggas, but okay. When I see them three guys, they all look like three pookies. They are all similar to each other. So they probably beat him up once, and he was ready for them. They came to his crib and beat him up a second time, and he said, I'm not going out like that. I'm not going down like a bee. So he pulled the strap and aired them out. It's too bad that he only took them out, because as far as I'm concerned, the little shuddy should have gotten one too, because she's the one who instigated all that problem. But now she's still alive and doing what she does, probably hopping on a brand new Pookie's member. And meanwhile, this guy he's potentially could lose his life. That's unfortunate, but I'm not saddened about it. Because, three Pookies taking out each other, that's normal to me. That's a normal day in the hood. Over some coochie, that's... Anyway, thank you.
Okay. You done left or got kicked out for some reason. Maybe he had a bad signal. All right, now I'm gonna say this, y'all. When it comes down to it, we're not gonna do that on my channel. Pookie is the dude who won't go to work who can. That's it. He's somewhere between 18 and 62 years old until they obey the official retirement age. So between 18 and 64, he can go to work and he won't. He won't get his off together, and he could. That's Pookie. Y'all are not going to be on my channel calling people Pookies because you don't like how they act. You don't have that authority on my channel. And I'm not saying that to any particular, I'm saying that to everybody. You don't get to say a black man is bad unless you know he's bad. So I'm going to say this. We don't know the backstory of those two brothers. The only thing we know is they went to go protect their sister. So we ain't accusing them of nothing. No, I'm saying this because there's a tone that I'm going to kill on this channel. We as men don't gain the respect of the men. If you don't know their story, and most black men are doing the things they're supposed to do, you don't get to degrade them for lack of knowledge. We're not degrading black men for lack of knowledge. Now, if he did something bad, that's a whole different story. But if we don't know they did anything wrong, we ain't going to degrade him just because he black. Because that's what it's coming down to at the end of it. We're not going to do that here.
Well, Roger, can I ask a question?
Go ahead and you get what Great Black Reset is trying to say, because he's trying to say. Matter of fact, go
Yeah,
ahead,
go.
because he's trying to chime in first. Let him
Yeah,
get in
go.
first.
Go. I'll go after
Okay.
reset. My bad.
Yeah.
So based on, and this is for everybody on the panel, based on presentation, because presentation matters, and the presentation we have are their pictures. Now, this guy has committed this crime or alleged crime, so they're going to give him the worst presentation possible. All right. But the two gentlemen, since they are the alleged victims, they're giving them the best presentation possible on their pictures. Based on their pictures, all four of these individuals, which one of these individuals would you hire to represent your company based on their presentation?
No, you know what? I'm gonna say this because I've actually seen pictures of them, and I don't know if they dox pictures now. You know, the internet doing all kinds of stuff, especially now the AI's out. But I haven't seen the brothers in some suits. You see what I'm saying? So at least they own the suit. Hopefully, those are real pictures of them in suits. So at least they own some suits if those are real pictures with them in suits. But at the end of the day, to me, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. White supremacy try to make you automatically think bad of black men. We can't be doing that. Not to each other. Now he may pick something that you wouldn't pick. He may present himself in a way that you don't think is necessarily right. But unless he's done something wrong, there's no reason for us to treat him like he did something wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I think presentation matters. I think
I think it
presentation
does
matters,
too.
bro.
I think it does too. But to present a show that is supposed to be in support of black men to treat people like criminals and we don't know they did anything wrong, that's presentation as well.
Well, that's kind of contradictory in
Oh, this
realm.
We
is a
got
good argument. This is
that's
an
all right.
excellent argument.
Wait, well, hold
We
on.
got
That's
we
kind.
got two more hours. We got 2 more hours for me to drive home the point. I'm patient. Go ahead.
That's kind of in contradiction to Roger world, because we are upstanding, forward moving black men. Upstanding, forward moving black men don't even think like them three gentlemen did.
Now I'm gonna say this. I do get a point. That's why I say I don't think they father raised them. Because I think by the age of 28, you probably should know to think before you just make any rash decision. But there are people who are very productive who still make irrational decisions into their 30s and 40s. It can happen to anybody, especially once you put a blood relation in. So you got to give some consideration of that.
Yeah, but I
You
don't think
hear
it's an
me?
age thing. If you got something going for yourself, you don't jump out the window like that.
Bro,
So
sometimes you know
I
what,
look
and I
at the
see it. I
Pookie
see it
thing
on a
as a behavior thing. I don't think it's because not getting a job is a behavior thing too. Laziness is a behavior. You know what I mean? So I understand the regulations you put on Pookie, but I think we just got confused because we look at Pookie as a whole behavior thing. Period. So if I said Pookie, I apologize, but um neither one of these people, even the female, look like an upstanding black person that would be let into Roger World.
Well, I'm gonna say this because I do recognize your point. Not even saying you're making a bad point. This is the problem if you make it about behavior. When you make it about behavior, you're playing right into what the women want you to do, as far as black women goes, and what white supremacy wants you to do. Because now you are saying that there's nothing a black man can do to not be a poop.
right. So
That's a bigger problem.
you box that individual in like he's the only, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you box us in that just because we behave a certain way, I still don't have 800 credit score. I'm still not successful because I look like a prototype that the world says is that. And remember, that's a small percentage of our population at that. Let's not let's go ahead and preface that individual. So the larger of us are like you said, right? We upstanding, we kind of trying to do the right thing. However, there is a subsection of us that's still trying to do the right thing. I just can't do it the way that you think I should do it, right? It's going to go totally against everything that you believe and you probably have learned. But it don't take out morale, upstandingness, being a good father, being a good provider, right? Because that individual I'm gonna say we would consider a Pookie still end up a simp somehow.
Well, my thing is that there's greater implications even in that because at the end of the day, if he's a doctor, you still gonna call him a poop. He can be a lawyer. You still gonna call him Pookie. Why? Because he did something that you didn't agree with. So now he done did all this stuff to be considered this great person in society, but because he do an act or two that you don't necessarily agree with, now you're gonna call him a Pookie? No, we not. You can't play that game in this country. There's games going on in this country, and one of the main games of America is hate black men, and people are using Pookie to justify hating every single one of us. Either we on the side of hating black men or we not.
Well,
At the end of the day, I can't label no man a Pookie because he did something you don't agree with.
Well, we not white.
Even because I don't agree with it.
Well, we not white supremacists. We black men, and we coming from a black man.
No. You personally may not be a white supremacist, but see, my show is open to the public. And I'm going to just tell you the straight up truth. A lot of black people white supremacists because you've been taught in this country too. Some of us know how to, hey, let me accept some other thinking. But the average black person is trained to be a white supremacist because that's what America produces. Now that's the reality we got to deal with.
That's real.
So your behavior, so basically as a grown man, your behavior has nothing to do with anything you're telling me?
I'm saying it has nothing to do with whether you're a Pookie or not. Now, if a person refuses to work, see, now you can understand, okay, there's something about this dude where he just won't take care of business. He don't think responsibility is important because he refuses to work. Because everybody, until they make it illegal, I'm going to say what my daddy told me. He says, son, if won't nobody give you a job, give yourself one.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as that's still legal, I know a person who's trying to be productive in some kind of way. Either you're going to get the job, you're going to get somebody else's job, or you're going to create one for yourself.
Meaning I'm going to make 100 a year. I'm going to make 100 a year, or I'm going to make 100 today. That don't, like, now the behavior, I get it, the behavior. So we can't take money and upstanding because we can't do that. Because it, like, is a homeless person less moral because he don't have a home and he doesn't have those things that we busting our ass for every day?
Wait, see, y'all doing what the women do. I never said anything about money.
Well, we saying morale. I'm putting it on morale, right?
Morale don't have nothing to do with
but hold
money.
on, we did take it to money. We said when we hire, right? The question was, would I hire based off of what those guys look like, right? If they submitted a resume, and it ain't, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna never put no man, you know what I mean? You my brother, and I know if I'm ever talking to you, you understand, it ain't gonna never come from no woman point of view. You understand? It's gonna always come from a male point of view because I ain't talking to no women. I'm talking to my brother.
And there was no woman that made that point. That was a grown ass man that made that point. And if he's saying,
tell you, hold on, bro.
Hold on. If we saying
the question.
My question was about being honest.
We're saying presentation matters.
Yeah, we being honest, man.
I'm being honest about how the presentation matters.
If you go, you go to McDonald's and you see this dude right here on the left giving you your hamburger, you're gonna be questioning that McDonald's.
Yeah. Now I'm saying this. I didn't even argue what the man said, but I do understand there's a bigger picture here. And what we say, especially as black people, all they're gonna do is use it against us. You niggas said it yourselves that this was a Pookie. That's all.
Let me put it.
Who look like this every day. That's why I'm talking from their standpoint.
Look, my thing is there's great men who've done a lot of great things. They gonna be humans at the end of the day, and they're eventually gonna do something that the majority of us don't agree with. We've all done something that we don't agree with. We humans too.
Let me put it to a fine point. What I'm suggesting, and this is to young black men, don't present yourself this way. It's not a good image to carry, no matter where it's rooted from. In this country, it's not a good image to carry, and it's not going to net you very much. Now, to give you an understanding of what I'm talking about, when I was in retail management, a young brother who later became a friend of mine used to present himself like his brother on the left. He came to me on my job and he told me, he said, man, I got a degree and won't nobody hire me, man. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. I said, bro, I won't hire you either. He was like, what? I don't understand. I said, bro, your presentation is bad.
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in it, and we'll give that a show tomorrow. We'll put a pin in it right now because y'all way too far
Ooh,
off
boy,
subject.
you lucky, man.
Okay.
You lucky because we can
Not
go.
lucky. It just be held to tomorrow.
Hey,
we,
line it up, man, because that's freaking frack right now.
we will deal with it tomorrow. You too far off subject. And I got another guest in.
Get your
So
argument together, Black.
yeah.
Don't get your argument
Oh no,
together, brother. You gotta take your time.
I got it together. We just ain't gonna hear the rest of it today. Maybe we'll hear the
That's
rest of it
cool. Go
tomorrow.
on, say you got plenty time for
Look,
tomorrow.
y'all threaten each other with arguments now. Look, we gonna
Hey,
get back
man,
on
you
point.
understand? I'm gonna represent the so-called Pookie and the so-called Ray Ray. You understand? The so-called, because like I said, the difference is I don't want to work for nobody,
Well,
so we're
no.
not even gonna be having no
Hold fast on
conversation.
all that, brother.
We'll talk
We
about
gonna
that
hold
aspect
fast on all
tomorrow.
that.
I'm
I'm
a
giving
pause.
it to a new guest. We got the Woman King who ain't said nothing yet. The Woman King, you can get us back on point, or I can stop you too. I think I know who this is, but we gonna see. But the Woman King, you got it, my brother.
You mean my sister?
How do you know who this is, man?
Oh damn.
Because we,
Hey, look. What up, Roger? What up, chat? What up, panel? Hey. What we really need to recognize, man, is that this is the problem of a single mother right here. We know that all three of these kids were raised by a single mom, right? If they weren't raised by a single mom, then this would never happen. One, the daughter wouldn't be with a guy who's beating the hell out of her for 4 years, right? And then two, if she is, she's probably a rebellious daughter. Sons ain't about to table because the father was there to tell him not to, right? But this is the very thing that happens when we allow women to be kings in our society. This is the outcome of the woman king. This is the outcome of conditioning our daughters that they can be strong, independent women who don't need a man. Because they call men at the worst times to come and try to save them. Now, I agree with a lot of what was said early on, but I will disagree with this. Reset said that this is an example of the trash taking out its own trash. Well, I say the trash is still on the street. The trash is still alive and well. And the trash is going to go on and probably have the same situation happen with another dude. I'm going to land my plane there.
All right.
I definitely agree with that.
Now I see where you're going. You know, I was wondering about that Woman King thing, but I see what you did with it. I'm proud of you. I'm
But
proud.
Brock, you know Black Reset can't count. So
Yeah. But
hey,
I am going to
there's
say
either
this.
one victim or there's four victims, bro. That's what a wise man once told me. That's all I'm saying.
No,
What we doing?
Wise man ain't
I
answer that
said was
question
there
too.
4 victims or 0 victims, brother. Remember that. Now I'm gonna say this. See, I told y'all this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it why it's necessary to say. My father says there's some situations where you're dead wrong. These 2 brothers who probably was trained, don't let nobody touch your sister, jumped up to go help their sister in a situation. Well, guess what? They probably thought they had enough. This probably is not their first time being called over. If we look at the facts of this particular case, to come to the conclusion that this was the first time of them being called over, you kind of nut at the end of the day. You kind of a nutbag yourself. So this probably ain't their first time. But you know what's different this time? The fact that he got that steel with him. Okay, blue steel was there. It was in the car, but he was able to go get it. And then, like I said earlier, the setup was all wrong. They not at home. You don't have home court advantage when you go to your sister's house, or when you go to your sister who's at her man's house. You ain't got home court advantage no more. A lot of people need to start recognizing what the heck is going on. You know what I'm saying? And what their situation actually is. Now, shout out to Black Hoods real quick. He said, agree there are no victims, only 4 volunteers. Okay.
Yep.
And
Bingo.
look, now check this out. Because I run the premise of the shows around here, not this dude. So at the end of the day, y'all, yeah, the 2 guys were dead wrong. Now, this the thing. You can go protect your sister if you want to. I can't quote unquote stop you. I ain't gonna even try to stop you. I would say, hey, bro, I wouldn't do that. She grown. If you like, man, I don't care. You think I'm finna fight you because you want to go help your sister getting digged down by a man that wants to hurt her on a regular basis? No, your sister like to fight. You don't want to accept it. I'm gonna accept that my sister likes to fight. Let her ever call me any of them. Well, my husband whooping on me. The only thing I'm gonna ask with when y'all relationship over with or not. So you finna leave him? If she give me any indication that she's not leaving him, there ain't nothing for me to do. And y'all may say, well, Roger, what if he kill her? She grown. She got a right to die by her man if she want to. That's her right. You know, I love her and I go to the funeral. Oh, you account? No, I just don't bother with stuff that don't make sense. That's simple at the end of the day. I'm not bothering into stuff that don't make sense. How am I going to get a win off of beating some guy who's having sex with my sister? There's no way for me to win in this situation. So why participate? This ain't even my business. You shouldn't even call me, truth be told.
Okay, so if it's your daughter dealing
If
with this
she lives
situation.
under my roof, then I'm gonna have a say so
I
about
got
who
it.
she with.
She
But
I
don't
if
got it,
live
she's
Father.
outside
grown,
your vicinity.
Go
I
ahead.
got
Go
it.
ahead,
I
reset. Go ahead,
if
reset.
she's
Go ahead,
grown,
reset.
got it. I
hold on.
got it.
Still my show
I
though.
got it.
Still my show. Pulling rank. Look, if she grown and gone, that ain't my business no more. My daughter can call me when she ready to leave. She can
I
call
got
daddy
it.
and say, Daddy, I'm done with this man. I need to leave. Cool. Come on over to the house. I'll go get your
I got.
stuff. Go ahead, Great Black Reset. You chomping
I
at the
got a
bit.
20.
Go ahead.
I got a 26-year-old daughter. Give me your scenario. Go ahead. Tell her.
All right. So scenario is um she chose her man, right? She chose a man. This is a man they decide to get let's just say get a place together, right? She chose that man. Um they don't have no kids. You understand? They fresh brand new. And they having situations, you know what I'm saying? But if let's just say it gets to a point, say they've been together for a couple of years now, right? Everything cool, you met him, but he seems like a great guy. This is your guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking this is ready to be your son-in-law. And he
Mm-hmm.
assaults your daughter, right? And she runs to
Okay.
you and she says, Daddy, Daddy, you understand now? That we can go either way because the causes and the effect can go either way. That's why I left it open. But she came to you,
Okay.
he's assaulted her, right?
Uh huh.
And now you as a dad, as a protector, as kind of like these young men were, take out the pookie sauce. Just
Mm-hmm.
they standing up for they sissy, no matter how she is, scarred face, ratchet to the bone, ready to start shit, right? No matter or great. She's a butterfly. She's valedictorian. She's ready to go off and do great things in the world, right? How are
Mm-hmm.
you handling this situation?
First of all, I'm telling my son stand down. Number two, I'm gonna tell her ain't no woman ever got beat by a man that she agreed. Go home and agree with your man, and you'll be all right.
This nigga
Let
almost
me
make
say
me.
something, bro.
Oh,
Let
he
me say
about to make
something.
me shed a tear. I'm about to be so proud right now.
I
Like,
ain't got
Look,
nothing to say.
look. I I think we
I'm
kind
about
of
to
need to
shed a
change
tear
how we
over
look
this.
at this as
This
well, a
hold
little
it
bit.
on. Let this tear be recognized. I'm close to shed the tear right now, y'all. I'm very close to.
I
I'm very
try.
close to.
I
Yeah.
tried to tell you I got him.
Okay. So then so most of us would agree that once I'm building you for my legacy, worst case, you're going to go build somebody else's legacy, right? That is the goal. And this man ain't expecting for you to share none of them goodies that you got mentally, physically, emotionally, foodily, Christianly, however you want to look at it, with no other individual. Thou shalt not have no other God before me. That is real. And so you have to take the God and you think you got no. That was saying, hey, me as the top of this thing, you ain't getting ready to go over here and call no other man husband. You're not going to go over here and call no other man nothing. Daddy, I wish you would. You'll never call a nigga daddy or I love you, dad, in an emotional state. Fuck that. You got a pop. He's right here always, and he got a plan for you.
All right.
Right?
Let me let the woman king get in because he was trying to say something. You just stomped all over him. And I do understand your sentiment. I ain't gonna agree with your words. There's no God for. I ain't gonna agree with the word, but I agree with the sentiment. Okay. Woman king, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Now, see, I stopped to let this brother get in. Now he on mute.
My bad. I was on mute. All right, there we go. But Reset posed the question earlier. That was a great question, Roger. Great question. Was it 4 victims or 1 victim? So 3 victims or 1 victim in this situation,
No.
right?
I only asked the question: was there 4 victims or 0 victims?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, zero.
Yeah.
Anyways, if we apply that to this, I'm going to put on the table that all 3 of these brothers were the victims. Okay, and here's why: single mother scenario. Maybe both of them was raised by single moms, right? And we do know from the data and statistics that we have at hand that black fathers are actually the most involved fathers out there. All right. So I'm going to just go on a leap of faith and say that if these 3 black brothers, fathers, were not involved in their life, it's because their mom didn't want them to be involved in their life. And this is the outcome of that. These men do not know how to have a man to man conversation because they haven't been taught by their fathers how to have a man to man conversation because their mothers pushed their fathers out of their life. And so as they got older, they learned how to deal with other men the way that the media tells them to deal with other men. And what do? They stick to get gangster rappers up in our face, right? Their mom twerking too, their mom getting buzzed down by, right? So now they're being left to be raised by the TV and what they see from their mother. And this is the outcome of that. And again, this girl is going to go off and essentially start a whole nother lineage of people who are probably going to repeat the same behavior.
Now I'm gonna say quick shout out to Mr. Me Too. This is the Roger Report Live talking from your future. I'm in the future, brother. Okay. We see you 20 minutes behind for whatever reasons is. But I'm gonna let that slide, brother. I'm gonna let it slide. You could have been on point, but you're 20 minutes behind. It's cool though. It's cool. You've been a good supporter of the show, but we know your future, brother. You just heard some very interesting arguments, very interesting. But y'all, we gonna have to get to the point where we gonna have to learn when to protect black women and when not to. Now, I understand the sentiment of black women should be protected at all costs. But if I got to die behind it, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to rethink that sentiment. I'm gonna have to rethink that one. I'm not saying it ain't a woman I wouldn't die for, but ain't too many gonna come. That ain't gonna be too many women. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? The average woman, you ain't got to hope that I'm gonna die for you. I don't know. You gonna need all the gods. The hope I'm gonna die for some random chick. If she not my wife, her chance is not very good. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right now. And I'm gonna say this. I done told this to people. It came across real controversial. And then I'm gonna get usual business in here. I ain't dying for my mama. Okay? Yeah, y'all, I ain't dying for my mama. And all y'all stupid people who think Roger's saying something bad, my mama wouldn't want me to die for her. If your mother loves you, she preferred to die before you do. Some of y'all don't recognize what love is. But if you had a mama that loved you, there's no situation that would come up where she gonna want you to die and she live instead of her dying and you live. What mother that loved you would ever make that choice? She wouldn't. I don't care who your mama is. I don't care what she told you. Your mama was around before you. There is no mother that loves their child that wants to die before their child.
But even as an adult,
Fast, Chris. I just said I'm gonna get to usual. No, you cool. I just can't leave the man hanging because he up here and he ain't had an opening statement yet. So we're gonna get you right in after him.
Wait,
okay.
but Roger, you misspoke. You mean there's no mother that wants her child to die before her?
Well, exactly. That's what I meant. If I said it wrong, my bad. But if your mother loves you, there's no scenario where she gonna pick to die. She gonna pick to die after you. She gonna always say, no, take me first. Take me first. That's any mother that loves you. If your mother won't choose to die before you, she don't love you. It's just
That's
is
a
what it is.
maternal instinct, right? That's the crazy thing. That's a maternal instinct. Maternal instinct comes with wanting to be modest. That's what modesty comes with. I'm maternal. I'm more about my kids, right? I'm more devoted to my kids, so I'm not necessarily devoted to this outside world and all the distractions that it could bring, right? To get you twisted in a spiral in a loop. And that's what happened. That's why I be like, it's dangerous to talk about even people. It is behavior, like my man said. I think Shark said it's behavior more than anything. It is a certain behavior. It's not necessarily the look. For protection, we've said a certain look, but it's behavior. Everybody act like niggas. They just do. Everybody, all kind of. Hold on, when they do. So look, they had the
This
Indians,
guy,
right?
I
The
was trying to get usual business in.
They had. I'm just saying, we can
Creator.
insert us.
I was trying to get usual business in. You just ran
my
out.
bad, brother.
You just ran with it, bro. No, it's cool. Cause I know if I throw you the ball, you going all the way with it, brother. I appreciate it.
Locomotive, man. My bad, Truth.
Yeah. If I get him the ball, y'all, this a touchdown. He a touchdown right here. He a walking touchdown. That's what I would say. I throw him the ball, he going all the way. Okay. So that's not a bad thing. That is definitely not a bad thing. But I am gonna say, I think it's just parental. Because a father, if you look at all things, fathers would die for their kids quicker than their mother would. So I don't think it's just maternal. I think it's just parental. If you truly love your children, you will voluntarily go before them. You okay? If they can stay alive and you die, you're gonna take that when you love your children. But usual business, get in there, brother. Get in there, do your thing.
All right. I want to say hello to the chat. Hello to the panelists.
Peace, usual.
Oh, you heard him?
I thought I did.
I know y'all can hear me. Goddamn it, I know y'all can hear me.
Is usual talking? You talking?
Hey, don't make me flat with your goddamn ties, nigga. I'm telling you, I had you stuck on you stuck on a major highway. Keep fucking with me, goddamn it. Okay, hold on. But I wanted to say one thing. If that people would say it's a mother's or connection or something, a maternal connection, Black women necessarily have to probably like, was it 25 million plus children so far. So if it was just strictly a maternal connection, then bro, I don't. I guess we all out of luck out here, then, my boy. When it comes to the scenario of the two men, or the three men necessarily putting themselves into harm's way, I'm of two minds. I understand that people say the single mother necessarily situation is one thing, but even me myself, I mean, I got family members, and I think one of my family members got into a accident or whatever. Apparently, they got shot. Me personally, I have lived in Atlanta, Georgia my entire life. I have never got shot. How you get shot? I had to ask myself that question. I understand this. I've been in Atlanta, Georgia for a long time. I've been in a variety of different areas and a variety of different class of people. I ain't never got shot at. How you get shot at? And then you got to ask yourself the question, what are you doing in said environment that would you bring said kind of actions to you where you're around said individuals? So you got to start being smarter and making more calculated decisions. But I guess that's also probably a masculine thing in the first family, to make logical decisions and not emotional decisions. So I guess I'm gonna call all of these people are victims, but they are victims of the female mentality. So I guess we got 4 victims.
Y'all, I didn't ever say y'all got to choose if somebody a victim or not. You ain't got to run with that. It's not even necessary because I ain't bring it up. Okay, that's
okay.
Great Black Reset trying to put in some stuff, some nonsense that don't need to be considered. I ain't even making you make a choice. I think at the end of the day, the issue is not seeing who the victim is. The issue is there's a person who's not a victim being called one. Okay, because at the end of the day, we didn't even get her name because she's considered a victim of domestic violence. the woman likes to fight. It is what it is. She been with the dude for 4 years. If you don't like getting hit on, how you stay with a man for 4 years who hitting on you? So I'm saying, when you put your thinking cap on, because critical thinking is a necessary thing in this life. How can a woman stay with a man that hits on her and she don't like it and do it for 4 years? Okay. Now let's keep it real. There was no separation of their relationship. The only thing that's going on right now is he got arrested and he can't get out on bail. So that's why their relationship is coming to an end, because he's arrested. He can't get out on bail. And realistically speaking, there's a very high chance they're going to make him do some years. I don't know if they're going to get him for double homicide because he was at home. It kind of helped to a certain scenario, but then they got audio on this man, talking about, man, I bet you won't open the door. So now I'm thinking he's going to get convicted. Real talk. I believe he's going to get convicted. And his concern is he going to be getting the death penalty or just life in prison? I'm pretty sure that's where it's going for him. Now we don't know. We'll see how the future play things out. But when it comes down to it, they're calling her a victim. She set this up, y'all. This is getting finessed. Let's be realistic. Does she not know her man got a gun? She been with this dude for 4 years. He may not have had a gun in the past, because I don't think this is their first time having this issue. So guess what? She deliberately called her brothers over there knowing he got a gun and knowing they ain't have one with them. That's called setting somebody up. Why would you call me to a gunfight and don't tell me a gun involved? Does that sound like a victim? Or does that sound like a setup? I'm getting rid of all 3 of these dudes. It's that simple to me. Now, I don't know if her brothers owed her some money. I doubt it. I just think she liked to use niggas. And those was the niggas she could use. Because at the end of the day, I think she saw them as niggas. She didn't see them as her brother. These are niggas I can use. I'm going to have him get into it with my man. That man went to go get a gun and she didn't even tell him. Y'all think she don't know what was going on? Who believes that man went to go get his gun and she didn't know what he was doing? But did she tell him? So she wanted them to be there outgunned, and she wanted her man to win. Now, is there anybody who could tell me I'm wrong about that? Now, I don't know who got the ambulance in the background, but I'm gonna say it's fitting right now.
My bad, Roger.
No, it's cool. The ambulance got to save somebody. We got to respect that. They done been around me before, so I got to respect the ambulance. But at the end of the day, they trying to save somebody right now. It might be somebody whose sister set them up. Because y'all can say it's not a setup, and maybe you can even argue it wasn't initially a setup. But when a man go get the gun, y'all really believe she don't know what he doing?
Ooh, me being from Atlanta and being from the land of the back door and Ratchet 2, bro, I've seen this done I ain't gonna say hundreds of times, but I'm gonna say hundreds of thousands of times. Yeah, she knew that was a guaranteed setup. I've seen females actually bring dudes to their house, bring their fathers and so necessarily in the house and mid fuck to go get them attacked. I've seen this stuff happen. These women ain't got no kind of. Yeah, that was
there's a stipulation that if somebody makes a phone call, or essentially where they could be charged.
Well, bro, he didn't make no phone call. He just went downstairs to get that thing.
But I'm saying that she could have called the police rather.
No, she told somebody else to call the police.
And then there was an altercation that ensued after that led to death.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
She did.
I'm just trying to pin it on the woman king. My bad.
Well, no, she told somebody to call the police when they first got into it. But the thing is, he went downstairs. He left. This his crib. Why he leaving his crib? She know what that man went to do. He got that piece.
Bro.
Well, actually, that's why I said behavior, Roger, because all 4 of them could have called the police before any of this went down. She could have called the police instead of her brothers. The guy who shot them could have called the police and said, "Yo, there's dudes in my house. My girlfriend called some dudes to my house to beat me up. I'm armed. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do what I want to do. So can you guys please come?" And the brothers could have called the police before they even left the house and said, "My
That's
sister's
facts.
being held
Let-
hostage in
Well,
this house, and I
well,
need
I
somebody to
mean,
go over there and
I,
do
y'all
something."
being
This is
real
that's
we're
relative.
talking
Florida
about
though. That's
Southeast
Florida. He
Georgia.
doesn't have any obligation.
hold
He
on.
can still he can still
I
try
think
to avoid it.
Mr. Sims made a great point because he said earlier when he in his opening statement they could have pulled up and told their sister to come down. That would have been a smarter way to go about it. The smartest way to go about it was to not go at all because they've been together 4 years. Ain't nothing I can really do for a woman who been messing with the dude for 4 years. But what I'm saying is to not get distracted from the point. When she brought them over there, he leaves the apartment. This is probably not their first time getting into it. They probably bailed her out before. So when he leaves to go get the gun, does she know what he's doing?
Yes, guarantee she knows what she's doing.
If you believe she knows what she's doing, she literally got her brothers killed. Now maybe
Let
she
me let
decided to get maybe she decided to get them off at that moment. Cause maybe they hit him or something, and maybe it was a little too hard for her, so she mad at that moment. I said time and time again, women be thinking about the moment. They don't think about stuff down the road. They think about the moment. So maybe in the moment, dude was getting whooped up a little too good. You see what I'm saying? Now she mad at her brothers that she called over there. So he went to go get the gun, and she didn't say nothing. Tell them he got a gun. He going to get it.
I can guarantee I know how she set this up. I can prove to you for the simple fact that if she didn't
let me ask a
call,
clarifying question real fast.
go ahead.
Was this his house that it happened at?
Which means he
I
has
think
every advantage.
Was this
yeah,
his house? Was this his
Well,
house?
it
as
was their
far as the
dwelling. I don't know
video,
if it was his house, but it
far
was
as the
their
video
dwelling.
was presented, it said that it was his house. So that's
Okay,
what
And
so
we're
if it's
going
his
with.
liability.
house, if it's his house and it's Florida, they have castle doctrine in Florida. So if those boys are in his house and he come back and say, "Hey, if it's his house, they got to get out of his house, right?"
But
What
it's liability as
he
well.
never told him to get out the house. That's why he
You
in
see what I'm
trouble.
saying? Yeah, it's liability as well. It's his property. So now, since it's your property, like you said, it's his house. He's also
It's
liable for
castle doctrine in
everything that
Florida.
transpires on your property.
You don't get castle doctrine unless you're defending your home. The man went to go get a gun and didn't tell nobody to leave.
And but they were in his home, so that's a gray area right there.
And that's not really
Nah, it
Or
ain't great.
no. That's gonna be somebody may see it on in the trial or whatever. But my point is at his home. She know he got a gun. You don't think she know where that man got his gun?
And
Why
I can
why
definitely
would
tell
you
you.
leave your home in this situation? What are you going? Why are you leaving your home in this situation? I understand some brothers can be called to protect their sister, but when the man leaves his home, why is he leaving his home? This
So think.
calls situational awareness that a lot of black people don't really have. You see what I'm saying? And I think
Mhm.
they just didn't have situational awareness that they should have, which also for me makes me believe they wasn't raised by a man. Because situational awareness says he don't leave his home. I leave his home.
And it also proves that they can't necessarily confident that they were quote unquote able to do something. So maybe like I think Roger said earlier that they believe that they can quote unquote take this individual. And then secondly, what I also noticed, I don't think y'all did notice that she didn't call 911. Right now, granted, if your brother got shot, the first thing you were going to do is going to call 911, which leads me to believe that this woman actually set this thing up very, very, very nicely because she got somebody else to call 911. So when they have a tape of record in the back of the conversation, she's not on any of it. So basically, whatever is being called, what is being said, is not by her. So she almost could say, "I'm completely innocent in this entire thing." This was a great Atlanta setup. I've seen this shit done before. This is a great Atlanta setup. This is actually a formula. That's all I know.
This type of stuff happens far more than just in Atlanta. I mean, shout out to Atlanta, but you ain't got to be in Atlanta to get done like this. Women understand. They got niggas they can call. They do not think to use men. They got niggas they can call. And the niggas she can call have to be her brothers. If she play her
Yeah.
man, she calls these niggas and they kill her. You know, maybe she wanted to leave that man. Maybe she didn't like him. Maybe something was going on and they was about to break up. I need to get rid of this dude. So how am I gonna go about it? We don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't think it was the first time she called her brothers, because the brothers have an attitude that they can correct the situation and get stuff calmed down. Because how do you stay in the guy's home if you don't think you got this under control?
Exactly. That's foolishness on all aspects. You think you gonna come to somebody's house, but this is like, and it's not your first time. This is like your third, fourth time. You think you whooping on this dude, and then bro say, I got something for your ass. And this is, I don't tell you, an old girl set it up perfectly because she did not say, she gave herself no records to be recorded on the records or the phone calls. She let somebody else do that. She made sure to have somebody else. I've seen this done before. That's a setup, bro. Y'all, I'm surprised y'all didn't.
Man, yeah.
Nah.
And you know what,
bro? I said this looked like she finessed all of them. That's what it looked like to me.
They get coached on how to do this stuff, bro. They get coached on how to do this stuff by other women, bro.
Either of them, I would not be surprised.
Well, this is what I'm saying, y'all. As a man, we got to teach situational awareness. You don't get into it with a guy and chill at his house. I don't care who the guy is. I'm not going to get into it with my own brother and think it's okay for me to chill at his house. And that's my brother. I don't expect my brother to do me like that. But the principle of I'm going to get into it with you at your house, even if I can win, what kind of man am I to stay in my brother's home? I don't whoop my brother, but I'm going to stay in his home to kind of gloat over the fact that I whooped him. That don't even make sense. You don't stay in nobody's home to gloat that you won. Now, obviously, they got into some physical altercation before he went to go get that gun. So why they staying in his home? Y'all, this sound like a mama taught them about life. This sound like somebody mama say you can disrespect a dude because he's a male. And because they was going off mama training, they sitting there with the sister in his home. How do you do that as a man and you respect other men? Just because you win don't mean you're going to stay at my home. You get your victory and you run with it. You don't get your victory and stay there. What you expect to happen? That's literally challenging another man's ego, which you ain't supposed to be doing. You're never supposed to challenge a man's ego. What do you think you're doing if you're going to whoop him and then chill on his couch? What man can accept that?
You're asking to be killed, bro. Like I'm seriously, that's asking to be killed, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over there and beat you up, and then we gonna chill on your couch. Heck, we gonna get some food out your fridge.
And we gonna play your PlayStation on your bitch screen, bro. I'm telling you, bro, you gonna be stabbed in the neck, bro. Y'all,
I'm just saying, realistically speaking, what kind of outcome we looking for here? This is why I believe they weren't raised by men. You know? Now, was the guy who shot him raised by a man? Probably not either. Because he can't take an L. Because if he got whooped and he can't take an L and he got to go get a gun, see, men don't teach their sons to do that. That's a very female move. Since I can't win, I'm going to shoot him. Come on, man.
I don't know. I don't know Rock on that one. If my son gets jumped like bro, I'm telling him go ahead and pop two of them. Boy.
No. It's a total different thing if you shoot somebody during the fight than if you walk away, go get a gun because I lost them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. We can play with that a little bit. Yeah, okay.
We ain't got to play. If you took your L, you're supposed to take it like a man.
Yeah, once you gone, you gone. You made it with your life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're humiliated. Your spirit is humiliated, and if it's worth you going and taking it further, some people feel that way. I'm not gonna knock that. I don't feel that way. Once it's over, it's over. Whatever you're gonna do right now.
And once you walk away, it is over because it ain't like they drag you into the fight. They let you walk away.
It used to be, man. Then we come back and do it again.
Well, hold on, y'all. My audience is complaining about the background noise, and somebody do got some large background noise going right now. There you go. And that was you usual. So unmute, say what you got to say, and mute back up as long as you buy whatever you buy. Go ahead, Credit. Say what you were saying, brother.
I can't. I think my phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, that's a dangerous question, bro. we hit you fine right now.
We can't hear
You
nothing.
fine, bro. You better
Like,
just
Can't
nah,
hear
we
nothing.
can't hear you. Oh
We
man,
can't
I
hear
set
nothing.
myself up for him, boy. Look at him.
While we waiting on Creator to get back.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I just want to make sure everything was proper, man. But y'all go ahead, man. We'll talk. I don't want to hog the mic, man.
Well, no, you ain't hogging the mic, brother. I'm just saying though, it is a very feminine move that you get into a fight and you lose the fight, and because you lost, you go get a gun.
Yeah, that's yeah. I agree.
I don't know.
Bro. You know how many battles, even that right there, what percentage of instances just between men would fall, like the violence, literally that it all go back to, I think what Shark said earlier, man. It's behavior. That's what we really want to focus on. Is the why you do what you do. Don't do it like that. Do it like this. It ain't saying that that's wrong. I don't even want to fight that fight. I just want to give you another tool in your box that's going to implement better results. How about that? And you can say no to that, but it's a tool over here waiting on you that make it in provisions in your life. So now it makes your behavior change. Your behavior naturally is going to guide you and is going to shut off in your mind's eye. Is going to shut off certain shit that's going on in your brain, so you don't see it and taste it the same way. Your flavors and of life start to change. You start to see future and hope, and now the energy is focused on that and not fighting people that's trying to kill you. That's crazy. So
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
I get it.
and I'm gonna say nobody was trying to kill him because they whooped him enough, whatever they did in there, that he walks out. So they clearly wasn't trying to kill him, which means it ain't necessary for you to go get no gun. Which even though he was at home, because they caught his audio, he's gonna have some legal problems. Now, I don't know how bad it's gonna be. You know, maybe he get off because they overcharged him, because right now they looking at a double murder. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that'll save him, that they overcharge him and the jury just don't agree, and maybe he get to walk because of that. But he got some problems on his hand because he went to go get that gun. And see, this is the thing. Once you go get the gun, it's automatically premeditated at that point. That's how the laws go deal with it.
On the situation, it's over.
But I think he's the only victim in this whole situation.
When you turn back around and face the situation again, it is now on you.
Mm-hmm. But I look at it as he's the only victim because he got some people called on him at his house. Then he got his ass beat. And then they in his house with his door locked.
What that was saying, it's not a good setup no matter what. But usually you got to mute till you about to say something, because that's your background. So I mean, when you unmute, say what you're gonna say, then just mute it back up, because we know we like you, but is that we definitely hearing you too. So I'm gonna say this, and then we'll give it to you so he can say what he clearly wants to say. This is the thing. When it comes down to it, one of the issues that we got here is men are not trained to respect other men. Because if you train to respect another man, there's no reason for you to go over to your sister's boyfriend's home to regulate something going on between your sister and her boyfriend, because that boyfriend is a man. Okay? And a shout out to Chef Mike. Maybe this will help. He said usual business needs to log off and come back in and reset your phone. Usual business, I'm going to let you say what you're going to say through all this noise. But after that, I'm going to ask you to reset your phone and see if that'll help. Okay? So I'm going to let you chime in a hot second, but then see if that'll help. All right? Now, I'm just going to say, look, if, as a man, you don't interfere with what another man got going on with his woman. You don't get to regulate another person's bedroom the same way you don't want nobody else regulating your bedroom. That's called respect. Go ahead, usual business.
Now, I mean, as I came in partway through in the conversation, but I don't know. It depends if you beating somebody else in their own crib with the door lock and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I think maybe getting that gun was maybe a little bit more justified because at the end of the day, we don't know what the actual intent was necessarily or whatever was necessarily. He could have actually, got him off of him, fired him off of him, whatever could have happened, and he was just able to get to the gun necessarily in enough
No,
time or whatever. But
he left the apartment to go downstairs to unlock the car to get the gun from the car, then bring it back up to the apartment. It's not really a mystery about the gun,
Can
bro.
I ask you
ooh,
a
okay.
question? A sincere question.
Well, hold on.
Why would
Let user business finish before he goes reset his phone. Go ahead, user business, say whatever else you want to say. I'm just explaining the gun situation since you didn't have a clear understanding about it. But go ahead, finish your point.
Okay. That does kind of change the situation a little bit, but yeah, I mean, hey, bro, getting whipped in your own house is kind of tough thing to kind of take on. But I understand. I wouldn't maybe, I can't say that I wouldn't agree, but I do understand.
All right, brother.
Usual, think about this. They trying to act like the nigga don't eat steaks. They got knives in that house. How's he supposed to know they ain't got knives ready for him to come in there and stab him up?
Exactly. I mean, it's so many layers of like you don't know what's going on in that house, like you just don't know, man.
So all these people know each other. So it's
What this is a sister. The
then
two
they all
guys know
each
they
other.
sister, and this is their sister's man. So they probably dealt with him a time or two since they had been together for 4 years already.
Yeah, this is domestic.
Well, no, they're protecting her name, saying she's a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah, it's still a domestic.
His name ain't being protected though. Now I don't know how. Well, I guess, and according to the court, he's not the victim. I guess so.
Nah, well, he is the victim, but it is to a point. Again, it's like insurance. That's why I look at everybody. I look at everything like insurance do.
Well, no. Hold on. What I'm saying is, according to the court, he ain't a victim because they protected her name because she's considered a victim. Well, they sure didn't protect his. So I'm saying that's the court saying he ain't a victim.
Well, that's for now. They can charge him with whatever. That don't mean he will be convicted of whatever, of anything. So that's where that lies, because the burden lies over there. They got to prove, like we doing. They got to prove their case, and he gonna prove his side. If his side is more compelling, right? If we have more reason, more people to believe, then the jury will be swayed. That's just how it works. I'm saying, you know how we how we do, but legally. And that's kind of where this dynamic is right now. Okay, where does that line drawn right now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. At this particular point, because they said they got audio of what happened. The audio is gonna make a big difference. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is, he's already being presented as he's not a victim at all because his name was not protected. Her name is protected because she's considered a victim, and all these things is stuff that we get in our subconscious. We make decisions about it. He's not a victim at all according to the law. He's just a shooter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's all we can call her. And that's why all we can call her is the Woman King. They won't let us call her anything else.
Well, I ain't calling her no Woman King, but
let me ask you this: why was his gun in the car? Why was his gun not in the apartment with him?
I mean, he can put his gun where he wants.
Maybe he was afraid. Maybe he was afraid to have the gun in the house because they've had fights before, and she's threatened to shoot him with his own gun. So he left the gun in the car to make sure that she don't try no crazy stuff.
Look, you understand? You see what I'm saying? You just don't know. Now you did this, Roger. You the one said, hey, okay, now look, who gonna fight for him? Who gonna fight for him? And we have to look at all angles.
No, we do. And my thing is, we don't even know if that's a legal gun at this point. It wasn't stated.
Well, maybe he's a felon, but here's the thing about being a felon. That don't mean you don't never have to protect yourself because the state says you can't.
Your household.
I'm not saying I'm not implying he was a felon. I'm just saying it wasn't stated was it a legal gun now. We know he turned it over to the police, so he basically confessed that he shot those two guys. So even if you are doing everything the right way, when you say you shot some people and you black,
it's protocol.
The usual protocol. When you black, The
Yeah,
usual
when you black,
protocol
yeah,
is
you
you get
instantly are the
arrested.
shooter. Like
Yeah.
not no victim.
No. It's a lot of white folks that can tell you they shot somebody and don't get arrested. That happens. Okay, but when
If
you
it's
black,
Oh, you getting
if
arrested?
it's his house, and he lives in the state of Florida, which is a stand your ground state, and he told them to leave my house and they didn't, he could have been like, all right, cool, stay right there then.
there is no
Stay right
record of
there.
him. There's no record of him saying to leave his home though.
Let her,
Well,
Not at
he
this
let
just
her,
went
point.
back
We
to
just
do.
don't have a record. We just don't have a record.
let her,
That's all. Like
let
that
her,
could have been
let
part of
her,
like the witness testimony.
I understand
let
where
her,
Roger's coming from, but
let
if
a
we're gonna be
Floridian
black
tell
and
you
if we're
how it
gonna
works down
humanize
here,
each other,
brother.
he is the victim. If
Yeah,
we're
we
going
got
to
a
if we're
Floridian
going,
right here.
Florida's different.
All
if,
I,
right,
if
all right. I
well,
guess it just applies for George Zimmerman.
no. The thing is,
No,
the scenario ain't nowhere near the same. See, a lot of people, y'all try to put these things, we trying to put what is this, a square peg into a round hole. These situations are it's drastically different. But go
I'm
ahead,
just asking
Floridian.
questions, right?
let a local Floridian tell you how it's gonna work for it. He's gonna do 2 life sentences, and the reason why, because even if he was home, he left the scene of the dispute, went and got the weapon and re-engaged. Sir, this is not GTA. You can't go check your inventory and come back. You can't do that. You could have called the police in that time. You could have fled the scene. You went to your car. You mean to tell me you couldn't? You used the key to open the trunk, but you didn't use the key to get in the driver's seat and drive away? Oh, he going to prison.
that's a great
Okay,
point.
all right, Risa.
That's a great point.
Let me ask you this.
That's a good
Doesn't
point.
the stand your ground law state without retreat, you are able to defend yourself without retreat, or your
He
property
re-
without retreat?
He
he
retreated though, by the
Does it
way.
not say
retreated.
Mm.
without retreat?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
retreated.
Well,
He
no,
went
he
to
didn't retreat. He didn't
yes. He
retreat from his home. He said, "I'm
Cut
coming
his
back
mic
to my
off.
home."
no
Cut it.
Brock.
Cut his
Brock.
mic off.
He went
Cut
to
his
the
mic off.
Brock. He fought. He left. That's the retreat. He went to his car, actually put the keys in the car to get into the trunk or wherever he was at. You are a cognizant person if you're putting keys in the car to turn it, unlock it to get your gun, then you still got to cock it or it's already cocked. Go upstairs, knock
Y'all
on the
missing my
door.
point.
No, we know
Y'all
your
missing my
point.
No,
point.
No, you're
we not
absolutely
missing the
correct.
point, Brian. The thing, what you're trying to say is something that does not apply to this case. If he was
So
at
he gotta wait.
home and they
So he
showed up,
gotta wait till the police come and get them
no,
out of his house.
Yes.
If he was at home with the
Yes,
gun
sir.
and then
Oh
they
my!
came to his house and he never left the scene, the scenario is totally different. And now it's starting to lean more into what you're talking about. The issue here is the gun was not in the home and he actually left the home. At the end of the day, that is going to be considered a retreat. And even when you deal with gun laws and gun safety, the first thing is retreat if possible. Now he left. He can't say he couldn't retreat because he actually left.
They're gonna always. Life is more important than property. Always. So when you left the part, you could have stayed and defended property, but your life is always more important than any property. So when there's life and somebody died, this is what they evaluate now. And now I'm gonna get off real quick. Think about it if you're insured. It's your insurance company, and you got to make a payout, right? And the payout is based off of certain factors. Now you look at this case all the way differently. You would be looking at ways that you could get out of making those payouts, and that's why it's important. They were saying, "Hey, it's his property." He right, meaning he
Right, so
really
that's what I'm saying.
he's
So he
liable
gotta he
for.
gotta he gotta call the police and wait for the police to come and get them out of his home.
If you
Yes.
That's what you're
leave your
telling me.
home,
Yes,
Oh hell nah,
home,
bro.
I know
if
it
you
sounds
That's not
crazy.
what
Once
castle
you
doctrine
left,
mean to me.
bro,
once you left,
Is that what they're gonna use in legal speak?
if
In
you
legal speak, is
leave
that what
your,
they
You said
nobody's
what
going
you
to bring,
mean to you,
hold
not in the
on.
law, bro.
There's
Brock.
no law. There's no lawyer who's going to be involved in this case that's even about to bring up no castle doctrine. That's not going to happen. Why? Because he left his home. Had he
yeah.
not left the home, castle doctrine could be applicable.
So he don't
At
have a
least
right to
be
defend his
argued.
home.
He
He don't have
left
a
the
right to defend
He
his
home.
home.
didn't defend his home because he didn't have the gun in his home. If he
They're
had the
in his
gun,
home. They in his home.
no,
He tell them to
listen,
get out.
Brock,
Y'all just
Brock.
beat my ass in
We
my home. Get
we
the fuck out of my house.
we understand. But if the gun was in the home and he was able to get to the gun and bust them down, it's a whole different thing than you getting beat up,
Life is
leaving
more
your
important
home,
than property.
going to get a gun and coming back.
I'm going to get my gun,
Hold
get the
on,
fuck
bro.
out my
Bro.
house if y'all
Hold on,
hear
bro.
when I'm
Bro.
back
Hold on
shooting.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. Shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He said, if you getting beat, you want them to leave. I'm gonna agree with that.
Definitely
But
gotta agree with that.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. This is what the scenario is. Somehow they got audio of this dude. So I think that when they the cameras they record, I believe those are the ones they got the audio from. Now, if they didn't have audio, he could run a story of when I got back, I told him to get out. You know what I'm saying? And then they tried to fight me again. You can run that. The problem is they got audio. And on the audio, they got him talking about, I dare one of
He's
y'all open this door.
he's instigating a second altercation at that point.
Nah,
I
man, get
mean,
out my house.
I
Get out my
mean,
house. You just whooped
Bro,
my
it
ass.
doesn't.
See, you about to sit on my
Bro,
couch
bro,
and
Yeah, I
shit.
bro,
mean,
It didn't
bro. It
happen.
doesn't
It didn't
matter.
happen.
It doesn't matter how emotional you get. It does not change the facts. He
No, I
left
hear you.
the. No, you don't. No, you don't. You
I
doing that
do.
know-it-all thing. He
No,
left
I'm
the
not, bro.
scene.
Look,
He listen to me, brother. They was on the second or the third floor. He went
damn.
outside, went downstairs. He was not being pursued. He has left the scene of the altercation. He
all
is
right, answer this
at
question,
his.
reset.
Wait, hold on.
Where,
He's at his vehicle with a key to get in the trunk. The same key you could have used to flee further from the scene.
if no kid,
where
it
did he
does.
kill them at? Where did he kill them at? Let me ask you this
So
question.
look,
In
Where
the
did he kill them
house.
at?
In
I
the
asked you
Okay,
In the
vehicle.
this.
he
house.
didn't kill them in the parking lot. He didn't kill them
No,
in the
no,
hallway. He didn't kill
no.
them. He killed them in the
In
house.
the
His house.
apartment. Yes.
He going
Where
His
to
there was
prison.
house.
no other threat or danger in the home. So if there was a
What?
He
child
Who
going to
knows
prison.
what happened when he walked back in the
or his
house?
woman was
They
in there in
probably swung at
danger,
him again
that would change
in
the
that's
his
why they gonna
house.
call it pre. That's why they gonna call it premeditated
Bruh,
because he went
bruh,
back. You got the gun and you
bruh.
went back
Yeah.
into the
Hold
place.
on,
There
hold
was
on.
no
That's
imminent
why he
Bruh,
danger
did
in
it.
the house,
bruh.
like his kids
Don't,
or family weren't in
don't ever
threat
hire
of his
Bronk to be your
Hold
lawyer.
on,
You know
Don't
that.
hold
ever
on, y'all.
Okay. No,
reset.
Bronk,
I'm just asking
now hold
questions.
Put
on,
I'm
that
just
hold
put
on,
asking
that
because
on the
questions.
y'all,
chalkboard, please.
everybody chill for a second, because Bronk is forcing me to do this. I'm not trying to do it, but he forcing me to do it. Bronk, you're not accepting the reality. They got him on audio talking about we dare you to open the door. Okay? He
Oh,
went
I
back
got
to instigate a situation and they got him red-handed on it, bro. He never told them to leave the house. You're arguing something that didn't happen that they
Okay.
already got proof that didn't happen. Now,
Well,
if it's a video with no audio, your argument can get in there and can be argued. So this brother is probably going down. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
I don't
know,
know
Rod.
what they
Hey,
gonna come up
like I
with to
said,
save him because I mean
guaranteed.
I
yeah,
don't know
okay.
how they gonna save
If
him.
they got a like full audio of it, that kind of changes things. They got a full audio
Well,
of
I
it.
keep
Guaranteed.
saying it, brother.
The
Yeah.
least the least
It's
he's
not a
gonna get
full
is
audio.
the least he's gonna get is 2 counts of negligent homicide. If he illegally own that gun, he's gonna get 2 murder counts and he's gonna do life in prison with no parole.
Now I'm gonna say this real quick, y'all. Just shout out to Black Blue Strike. He said if he has a good attorney, he's gonna beat the rap. Now I'm gonna say this to Black Uru.
I agree.
What chances do you believe he got a good attorney? You
Yeah.
know,
Wait,
I ain't
why
trying to
you
make
say
fun of the
that?
man's life, y'all. I'm just saying, look at what the situation
Wait,
is.
wait,
You
wait a
know,
second. What are you basing your supposition off, sir?
Thank you,
Y'all
Roger.
hold on. I'm trying. I'm
I'm gonna
trying.
say
Wait. I'm trying to trap Roger. Y'all hold on.
I'm gonna
What you
you're
trap
not
basing
him.
that
gonna trap me
supposition
though.
off of?
You're not gonna
What
Hey,
you
trap
you
me.
base?
need to save it for
What?
tomorrow.
I'm a,
What you basing
Technically,
that
that's Black
supposition
Uru.
off that he's not gonna have a good lawyer? How you basing that
I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna
supposition off?
say the same thing I said earlier in the show. When you live in a place where they got cameras with audio, man, that starts to sound like a very dangerous place. Which
Oh, so you ain't
also,
gonna answer the question?
no, I
Yeah.
am. This is the
Pause.
answer, bro. It also sounds like
Pause.
a place where people are not financially, they don't have a lot of financial prowess. This sounds like a poor people location.
Now, Roger, you ever heard of ring cameras?
Yeah, I have.
People have Ring cameras all over the place now.
I'm not gonna say they don't.
It's not I don't think you could even legally have a building with CCTV and it have sound. I think they got sound from someone's Ring camera, and people have Ring cameras all over the place.
That is possible. I will give you that. That's possible.
As Detective Simmons, Black Reset has you on the stand, and we need you to answer that question that he asked you, please.
Okay.
And I'm telling your supposition off that this man can't afford a good lawyer. I want to know how you came up with that, sir.
I'm saying because number one, like I said earlier in the show, I believe they got the footage from the building. So I don't even believe there's a Ring camera involved.
No, the footage they got from the building.
I thought it was from the phone.
The audio, they definitely got that from a Ring camera.
I see what you're trying to do, Black. I see what you're trying to do.
No, he don't want it. He don't want to admit it because if he admit it, boy, I'm finna take him down the rabbit hole. But that's all right. Go ahead.
It's not admitting it. I said that. If y'all listen to my monologue, I clearly said that.
Man, the whole panel and the whole chat know you up here obfuscating, man. We know what's going on.
So I said in the monologue to avoid the trap now that I didn't even know a person was gonna try to trap me in.
Yeah.
Black, we said had a plan for you the entire time, bro. You had a plan for you the entire time.
I'm just saying, man, if I was that good, y'all. I won the lottery 3 times already. If I was that good, that's all I'm saying.
But like said, he can get off. He might get some time, but he can get off from that life sentence and all of that. Everything
we had
to a certain step.
We had a similar case down here in Palm Beach County where Travis Rudolph, former NFL player, had a similar thing. He was dating this chick. She called her brothers. Her brother and 2 other guys came over to the house, and because of the Ring camera, caught everything. He shot and killed one of them. He shot 2 of them, killed one, and they took off. But he never left the house.
Is that the same one where he was shooting at them in the middle of the street while they were running off?
This is the thing, because we did cover that. We did cover that on a previous channel. The thing was, he had left and came back. When he came back, they were already there, and then they started it. That was the issue.
Right.
The brother started it, so he defended himself, but the location never changed in his defending of himself.
Correct.
So, and again, y'all, I'm not saying he gonna just. I mean, it's possible. Him being at home is gonna help him. I don't think he's gonna be able to walk away from this though. And I don't think he's at a building that is in this great area where people got money, because when you go to certain buildings, y'all ain't no cameras they ain't cameras in the hall.
Yes,
they don't have that stuff.
Roger, who told you that?
Who told you that? But they got cameras in all of them buildings.
The Gold Coast of Chicago, you can go plenty of buildings, ain't no cameras. They don't let. Let me answer the question for myself. They do things where they consider they don't even let the riffraff, quote unquote, in, so they don't think they need them.
No, Chicago's in debt. They just can't afford cameras.
Yeah.
Down here in Florida,
hold on.
We got a camera problem.
Y'all see how they got them old block niggas? Come on, man.
I'll take you to
Chicago surveillance is exactly where they want it.
I'll take you to a prestigious building in New York City, Manhattan, Madison Avenue, and they got cameras in there, and it ain't nothing in there. Little white ladies with dogs walking around with them in their hand. You surveil your area just for situations like this.
Well, I won't argue about a New York building because that put me at a disadvantage. Okay,
you got jokes.
I know they got him in Atlanta.
Boy, that's a Minister of Defense strategy ass nigga, boy.
Hold on, y'all.
Roger backflips from the bullets and all that, boy.
let me get this in by Black Ood Strikes. I appreciate you, Black Ood. He says Florida jurors will support his defending his home. I do believe that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because the jury ain't gonna, quote unquote, want to necessarily convict him, because they're not going to want the castle doctrine messed with at the end of the day. And depending upon how smart the jurors are, they know you might be opening the door that you don't want to open at this particular point. So I'm gonna say, depending on the jurors, yeah, he still could get out. I'm not saying he's going down. I know, as I said earlier, he got problems. Not saying he's going down. He very much could go down, though. He very much could. I'm not gonna even say it's not likely. It's probably more likely that he's going down. I just don't know how bad it's gonna be. But I'm gonna say, to his benefit, now that I'm actually considering the fact that it did happen in Florida, he got a little bit of a better chance to not go down. A little bit of a better chance since it is in Florida.
Hey. See, and that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, I be right a lot, but y'all don't want to hear shit I gotta say.
So no, you was arguing something that didn't happen, bro. You was arguing something that did not happen.
No. I was arguing that it was in his house. It's his house.
No, but
you're not opening up a can of worms when you think about it when it comes to castle doctrine, because that's exactly what it's talking about, defending your home. So if you tell somebody to get out, or you might get beat up by somebody in your house, you don't want them to be there. It ain't their house.
You kept saying he told them to get out when there's no record of him telling them.
Well, even if he didn't tell them to get out, even if he didn't tell them, I still say they're in his home. You just how you just gonna beat somebody up in their home and just chill in their house?
Wait, so Roger, you gonna go to somebody? Roger, you gonna go to somebody's house, whip their ass, and then sit down on their couch?
I'm the one to argue that they clearly don't understand situational awareness, because if you a man, the last thing you're gonna do is gloat over somebody at their own home. I literally said, if I got into my own brother, I'm his brother. I can't be gloating about. I whoop my brother. I can't be in his home gloating.
Well, damn it, Roger, they bullied me. Now, damn it, and I'm just sick of it. I'm just tired. Hey, I gave his brother.
They're in my home. They in my home, man. They in my home. Why are you in my home? I didn't tell you to come in my home.
And I literally said I think they were raised by women because they don't even understand the situational awareness and the fact that they're challenging his ego by not leaving his home.
You know what, Roger? What happened was a breaking and entering. It was a breaking and entering that happened. He didn't invite them in there, and if his girlfriend's name wasn't on the lease, she didn't have permission to invite them in his home. And so they broke and entered into his home, and he went out to his car and he handled the situation. Because some burglars were in his home and he didn't know what they were going to do. Well, he just got beat up by the burglars, matter of fact.
Now you.
I don't know, man. He got a
Look, y'all. I ain't finna argue the main case. I know we got problems, but the issue at hand is how much are we supposed to protect black women, and at what cost are we supposed to do that? Because from what I can tell, you had a woman that literally instigated this whole thing and made sure her brother was going to lose. A woman watched her man go get his gun and didn't even tell the brothers he going to get the gun. She wanted him to win.
That's an iffy topic, because the brothers look like they might have been on some gangster shit. Like, well, let him go get it. Yeah, because I don't understand why you would open the door. He would have had to shoot through that door for me.
You had the reason you opened the door because you would have your own gun and you ready to return fire. And since they ain't have no gun, obviously they didn't know he went to go get a gun.
No, you know a nigga going to get a gun, right? He left and then came back and knocked on the door. And
it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. Hold on. It's been 4 years. They probably already dealt with this before. That's why they ain't expect nothing bad to happen. This been going on for 4 years. What happened this time is the situation was different because he was ready this time. Maybe the other time it was a 2 against 1, but he was ready this time.
The usual mutual joint.
Well, say what you're gonna say, usual, because you do sound terrible.
So what you said?
We can't hear you, Great Black Reset. Usual, get in there and say what you're trying to say. Usual, we can't hear this man. Say what you got to say.
Perfect time.
Oh, nah, I wasn't saying nothing because you said for usual.
I don't know. I think we kind of making the, like I said, we're not fighting the case for the man. But I think we definitely need to look at this situation like this. If it's a break-in, if she actually let them in necessarily, or they broke in a door, then that's a different situation. If he necessarily let them in his house, then that is a different situation. I guess it depends on who let who in the house and how they got in there. I think that actually depends on how the case should be handled.
I'm gonna read this, y'all. This is shout out to Insane Honey Badger. I think they upset, y'all. They got all these capitals. And I'm gonna tell you and everybody else, do not put all caps in my chat, y'all. Do not put all caps in my chat. But I'm gonna read this because obviously this is a new person, okay? It say black women pick that gun up. Ain't nobody finna step in your, I'm gonna say, behind. And the ones that do die, it's never a happy ending for the dude. I don't understand the comment.
I think he's saying black women need to go ahead and get their own guns. That's what I mean. If they want to be independent, that's exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, he's not yelling at you. He yelling at the black women, telling them to start doing it their damn self.
Get your peace. Get your own gun and defend your own self.
But it says, and the ones that do die, it's never a happy ending for the dude.
Yeah, that's us.
No, he's saying the ones that step in, the ones that step in, or the ones that end up dying.
You know what? They used
like
to teach
situation.
I mean, this could be the very, very meaning of it, but you know, you ain't supposed to start sentences with an and. There is punctuation. Sometimes we got to use these old skills. I know these youngsters don't have these skills no more. At least a lot of them don't. But for us older folks, sometimes you just got to throw a comment there or something so we can kind of get the gist of what you're trying to say and represent your actual thought. I'm just throwing it out there as an idea. If you saying certain things, you may want to use some punctuation to make sure we clearly get your thought. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You know, it's cool though. It's cool. I ain't tripping. You know,
I got a question for you, Roger.
Okay.
So you're supposing that these young men did not know he was going to go get a gun. So what they thought he was doing? Going out there to power up like Vegeta or something? He was going Super Saiyan and coming back. That's what they thought was going on.
What I believe is this was not their first time having an altercation, and it didn't end in gunplay the other previous time, so they thought they was okay. That's what I'm saying.
He definitely wasn't coming back with that kami ha. He definitely wasn't coming back with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
he wasn't coming back with donuts either, Roger. He wasn't coming back with no donuts.
It's been 4 years. They're going off his pattern of behavior. Now I'm not. Look, bro. First of all, I'm not indicating that these guys handled this situation well at all. If they were smart, they wouldn't have went. Period.
They trespassing in the man's home. They done broke in, beat him up in his own house. Yeah, man.
Bro, my sister is calling me about.
Please leave.
My sister is calling me about the guy who's dicking her dad. Why are you calling? Leave me alone.
Man,
okay,
over here and stroking my
I'm
sister,
a grown man. Don't bother me with your nonsense. I don't care.
You're a pit bull.
No. See, this is what I'm saying. Men haven't been trained to make good decisions, and even in emotional situations. I don't care about the business you got going on between you and your man. I don't care. Call me for the dinner party. If y'all finna cook for the fam and we finna have a good time, call me for that. If you finna treat us somewhere, call me for that. Maybe you want to go on a trip somewhere, you want us to come with you. Call me for that. Don't call me because you your man and I don't want that call. And guess what I'm not gonna do? Since my woman ain't involved, what I'm not finna do is protect some woman that ain't giving me none. Don't call me if you need protection. Call me when your relationship is over with. No, that's not a joke at all. Don't
simple
call
enough.
me to protect you.
Simple enough.
Okay? I got to protect me and mine. I'm grown. My brothers and sisters are grown. They not mine. They my siblings. They not my women.
But like I said, it's different when it's just it's your daughter. But we have established it don't matter who you are, aside your wife, and even if she moving foul, you know what I'm saying? If a woman moving on, she goes against the grain, it's gonna bring pain.
Well, let me clarify this, brother. If my daughter don't live with me, my jurisdiction stop at my front door. It don't start at your front door. My jurisdiction stops at my front door. That's my reality. That's the world I live in. I live in America. I got to deal with rules and regulations just like everybody else do. My jurisdiction stop at my front door. If you not in my jurisdiction, why are you calling me?
Well, Roger making sense today.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, how many times have you had say, hey, you know what, brother, sister, cousin, pull up. You go, you defend her, honor it. I mean, it's reckless. It's just really off the charts. And then guess what happened? I mean, it's reckless. It's just really off the charts. And then guess what happened? They go right back.
Yeah.
They go right the same night.
And as a grown man who understands a little bit about the world, why do I even care? You going back. Why do I even care? Where's my victory? You probably not going to even say thank you when I go whoop the dude for you. So why I care? We're not on the same team. You're not on my team and you calling me to whoop some dude you taking dick from. That ain't what team members do.
Instead of Tyrone, she should have called Tanisha.
No, she should have sit there and took that whooping. That's what she should have did. You don't call nobody when you fighting your man. No person who's honorable calls somebody when they're fighting their man. You call when somebody breaking in your home. You call when you getting robbed by some unknown person. You call for something that you couldn't see coming. You don't call nobody you love about some fight you having with your man. You sit there and you deal with it. And if you don't like it, then you leave that relationship. But you don't call me about the nigga you having sex with. Call me when y'all ready to go to a basketball game. Don't call me over y'all fighting.
I definitely agree with you.
Well, my thing is, I understand this gonna hurt sometime because again, when it's your sister, what you gonna do? Because we all can say we want to say on the panel. Now, are you ready to leave your sister out there? See, I'm ready to leave mine out there. It's you can say whatever you want to say about me. My sisters are grown. If they fight niggas, have at it. I don't care. I understand they have rights. They're grown women. They can do what they want to do for the most part. If they want to be in a relationship with a nigga, they got to fight. That is their business at the end of the day. Regardless of how I feel about it, I need to accept that they're grown women and they can live the lives they want to. And if that includes fighting niggas, so be it. But guess what, y'all? I get to live a peaceful life. I'll fight when it's necessary. I ain't got no problem fighting. I should never have to fight again because I'm too old for that. I shouldn't be in situations where fighting's going to happen. And if I start seeing situations develop where fighting has to happen, I know how to get up and leave. I'm going to let y'all do that thing. Okay? I hear about it on the news or whatever. Man, I don't care about what you got to go through because dead is dead to me. And I don't think a lot of people get that. Dead is dead to me. So I'll go home. Hey, I may see it on the news. You know, party erupts, 3 people dead, 6 people hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the guy that left. Is that simple? You know? And if you my own flesh and blood and you starting stuff, I'm going to leave you too. Now, if you my flesh, I'm going to say, look, bro, stop. You finna escalate something that I ain't trying to be involved in because I'm not trying to fight your random battles. But if you having sex with a dude and getting into it, because I'm present, so now I gotta be involved. No, you don't get to do that to me. You don't get to put me in jeopardy just because I happen to know you. I don't play them games. If we fight for a very good reason, not because 2 people having sex with each other, us having a disagreement. That ain't worthy of no death to me. Now, it clearly was worthy to them, but that ain't worthy for me. If I'm gonna die for a legitimate reason. Because I only get one death like in his life. I only get one, so I'm gonna use mine wisely. Or at least it's gonna be an accident. At the very least, it's gonna be an accident. I'm not gonna die trying to save somebody from a man they having sex with. I can't save that person. Shout out to Black Hoover Strike. He said if the neighbors say her brothers have come there before to jump him, he can beat that rap. I think they'll be able to get that done, Black Crew. Now the thing is he gonna call the neighbors in? But if he has a good lawyer gonna seek to do all that. That's real talk. So the thing is, y'all, you can protect women at all costs, but how much you willing to pay?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I'm gonna tell you straight up truth. I don't mind laughing at somebody else that died. I wouldn't laugh in the beginning, but there's situations where people die and you laugh about it later. I'd rather be the person laughing about it later. I don't even want you to misjudge me. I prefer anybody dying before me. I like life. It's cool. As Dr. Dre once said, I enjoy breathing. I didn't got used to it. Maybe some of y'all ready for the next thing. I ain't gonna say I'm ready yet. I ain't ready yet. I'm trying to do it the 120 years the Bible say you can get. It's possible. So I'm gonna shoot for the whole 120. So man, I'm trying to be around for a long time. And I'm supposed to give up my life because my sister can't get along with some dude she having sex with? Come on, man. I'm better than that. I'm gonna tell you. Now you got to make that decision for yourself. Are you better than that? I'm better than that.
This would never have happened if they had respect for other men in their own domain. It's just you have to have that. It doesn't matter who's involved. It doesn't matter if your mother, your sister, your daughter. It doesn't matter who the woman is. These uncovered, unruly women brought destruction, man. When you leave my house, when my daughter leaves my house, she is from underneath my cover. Whoever you went and submitted to, that's who you submitted to. That ain't none of my business. That's how we got to look at that. If those women, like Roger said, those women, they have crossed your threshold out into the world without your direction, they on their own, man. They on their own. We ain't got no business showing up trying to be Captain Save-A-Hole for these women that's out there doing whatever they want to be doing with whoever they want to be doing it with.
And I understand it can hurt if it's a very close friend or blood relative. But again, you can protect women at all costs. But how much are you willing to pay? I ain't paying with my life. Not mine. Now, maybe my wife can have that. If it's a non-domestic situation, okay, maybe my sister can get that. My sister might be able to get that. No, I'm saying might. If it's a non-domestic situation, because if it's domestic, it ain't even being offered. And that's real talk. Once I find out you having sex with a dude, we ain't fighting. I don't care how bad it look. I don't care what people got to say. People can be talking about, yeah, that dude was right there. He a coward. He ain't do nothing. And I'm gonna tell you, I ain't no coward. But you right, I ain't do squat. Wasn't trying to do squat. Didn't feel like doing squat. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. No, I shouldn't. I'm not dying over the stupidity of other people. Not me. You do it if you want to. I don't like you enough to die for you, and you having sex with the person you into it with. I don't like nobody that much. I don't like my own mama that much. If my mama is getting beat on by a guy, that is not my business. That's my mama. I'm not even on that level. I don't worry about what my mama's doing. My aunties are doing. My uncles. It ain't even up to me to say nothing.
Facts.
Somebody killed my mama, I'm just going to court, see what happens. But don't look for me to get in there and do anything. I may say to mama, hey, mom, I don't think he good for you. I think this nigga might kill you. I know it ain't my business to say nothing because I'm your son. But I would think about this before you keep dealing with this guy. Now, if she listens to me, she listens to me. She don't. My thing, she ain't have to. I'm her son. I can't tell her how to live her life. She had me. I didn't have her. I got just roll with the punches. And people say, "Oh, that's cool. It's easy to say." Hey, man, what? Okay, so if it happened for real, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to be mad that my mama like a dude who like killing people? What they gonna do for me? So I'm finna spend all my years being angry at somebody that my mama like having sex with, even though he was willing to kill people over. That don't sound like a good use of my life. Don't sound like a good use of my time. And I only got this one life in this experience. Now, I do believe in the afterlife, and I believe I have a better life than this one. But I'm not going to waste this one. So, yeah, you protect women at all costs under certain conditions. This woman was not married. She don't need my protection. The fact that she's not married is proof that she understands she don't need my protection. Why are we fighting for women who ain't married? What kind of sense does this make? They went. They're not girls. Now, if they little girls, maybe you can look at it differently. But why are we fighting grown? Why are we fighting for grown women who are not married?
Because
And what way does this make any sense?
the woman kings are telling society too, Roger. That's what I alluded to in my opening statement. That is literally the situation and environment that we in. People are being taught to protect women at all costs. And so the woman sits on her throne of kingship and she gets to make orders against her boyfriend. When her boyfriend is acting up, she gets to call the brothers, and the brothers do what the woman king tells them to do. And
You know what?
the single mother woman king raised all of these people.
And this one, I got to get back to reality. There's no such thing as a woman king. It don't exist. And so,
There you go.
at the end of the day, these two dudes, her brothers, they were some suckers. And they went out like some suckers. Now, I ain't calling them no kooky. I'm just saying they suckers because they was dumb enough to go help some chick who was having sex with the man that she was into it with. How are you into it with the dude you're having sex with? That don't even make sense. If I got to physically fight you, we probably shouldn't be having sex. I know it might be a new thought to some people, but I mean, think about it a little bit. Should you be having sex with a person that you physically fight? Maybe you get somebody that don't physically fight. I'm just saying. But we got a new guest up, a very honored and prestigious guest. We got Pimp Shea Butter in the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Pimp Shea Butter and let's see what this do. You got it, my brother.
Salute, brother Roger. Salute to the panel and to the chat. You civilians are quite interesting because I don't know one good pimp they're gonna talk about. He gonna give his life to one of his ladies. Not even to his bottom. He's gonna protect at all costs. It's crazy talk. See, in my day, the only people that get that kind of protection are your children. Because if my wife is drowning and my kids are drowning, I can get another wife. Right? Kids, that's your bloodline. And you see, what happened here was a case of bad management. My two sons, my namesake, gone for a woman whose kids are going to have a different last name than mine, for a woman that in normal circumstances get married and go to another man. That math ain't adding up to me, brothers. I don't know about y'all. See, then on top of that, how two boys gonna catch an L on this thing? So that's another problem in itself. But at the end of the day, their bloodline is gone. Right? Because unless there's another brother somewhere, maybe because mom was a hoe, so maybe there's another brother somewhere. But other than that, unless there's another brother somewhere, that bloodline is gone. All for the defense of women. Man, that's that European stuff, brothers. You do not protect women at all costs. You protect your bloodline at all costs. So that is children, and in particular, sons. And I will leave it there.
Now, I say this, y'all. I saw some video footage of like brothers holding babies. I don't know if they got any kids or not. I don't remember them reporting in the video or any video that I saw. I don't remember them mentioning children. So there's a high chance they don't have kids. Very high chance. I don't remember anybody mentioning children of all the different things I saw. So they may not have kids. I saw them holding at least one of them. I saw one of them holding the baby, but that don't mean it was his baby. Could have been somebody else's baby, But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, you can protect women at all costs, but how much you willing to pay? And there's a lot of guys who get hyped about, no, we got to protect them at all costs. You willing to die for them? So that's the only way to really do that.
I forgot to ask one question to the panel. Last time I checked, it said till death do us part. Right? That means till death. That means death can split us apart. It didn't say go with her.
Well, the thing is,
it didn't say go with her.
The thing is, neither man went over there to protect his wife. Neither man did that. They went to go protect the sister who's having sex with the man that they're going to protect her from. How did that make any sense?
Call the protector by calling the police, but it says till death do us part. So even my wife, man, look, if a man was robbing a bank and she called me and said, honey pimp, shea butter, there's a man with a machine gun in the bank, I would be like, damn, what you gonna do?
Well, my thing is this. Why even call the police? I don't even understand that. People are like, well, if he hit you, call the police. Why? For what? What they gonna do?
They're the niggas with the guns. That's why.
No. When you accept getting beat on, if that's your thing, every person you involve in your loving to get beat on is another person that can potentially get hurt or die. Why are you calling anybody? How about you leave that relationship before you call anybody about it?
Well, I mean, it depends. If it's a first-time situation, then I'm going to call the police.
If you're not leaving the relationship, what difference does it make if it's your first time?
Well, look, they got guns, Roger. I'm cool with calling the police, man.
No. If you're not leaving the relationship, what's the point in calling in other people? You're not leaving.
Well, I'm calling so I don't have to go. That's the point.
No. What I'm saying is, if you're not leaving the relationship, there's no point in calling anybody.
Right. If you're going to get somebody else involved, the relationship is over. It should be over at that point.
No,
why else would get anybody else involved?
Not this.
From the feminine point of view, the point in calling someone else is to exert control that you can't exert yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, but my point is this, right? Say, for example, she's never been hit before. Now she got hit right then and there, right? Now, she tells me, brother Pep, shea butter, I got hit. Cool. Leave the dude, call the cops. Fine. No harm, no foul. There it is.
Now, how about you leave the dude before you do anything?
That's what I just said. Leave the dude to call the cops.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to leave if you get hit on at the moment.
That moment's gonna come to an end. If you alive and you can move, you can leave.
Yeah.
And my thing is that ain't what women doing.
Well,
Nah,
some
they
are and some
staying.
aren't. Some are
No,
and some aren't.
most women are just there for more. They say it themselves. He was beating on me for 6 months. He was beating on me for 10 months. He was beating on me for, in this case, 4 years.
Yeah.
So
No,
they're
but I
not leaving. They're loving.
mean, but Stockholm syndrome is real though, because I mean,
Psychology has never proved that.
Hey, hey,
no,
hey,
no, no,
physical
no,
touch is
no,
they love
no,
language,
no,
bro.
no, no,
Physical
no,
touch
no,
is they
no.
love language.
Stockholm syndrome is very real because we can look at it with the relationship between black and white people. Black people love white people. Stockholm syndrome
We,
is
we did
real.
a
Get
we
out
did a
here.
we did a whole show on Stockholm syndrome because I wanted to see if it was real or not. And nobody in the medical field is willing to put their name on it. Not one
Well,
person.
it is absolutely real because we can see it, and we can see it played out with black and white relationships.
No,
It's very real. Very
some
real.
people want it to be real so they can explain something that they don't have another way to explain. So it's folks that want it to be real.
But
Nobody
it's
in the
very
medical
real.
profession will put their name on
It's very real. It's very real.
it. I mean, you can believe in it,
I
you
very
know.
much believe in it. I very much do
Not
believe it.
all, but I'm saying I believe in God, but I can't prove Jehovah exists.
No.
But I
But I
believe
can
in
show
it.
you examples. I can show you examples though. I very much believe in that. I very much believe
I can
in,
show you examples of why I believe there's a God named Jehovah that exists. I can show you examples too, but I cannot prove it.
no,
That's
you
what I'm
can no,
saying.
no, I disagree. I think women, for example, women who are in abusive relationships that don't leave, there could be a variety. One, Stockholm syndrome. Number two, different mental issues, whatever, right? Whatever the case may be, right?
Bro,
So,
I've told you before, women have a saying, and I don't know
mhm.
how long they've been saying this saying, but they say if you don't slug her, you don't love her. So when I
Yeah, but,
found that
but
women had that saying, bro, ain't really nothing too much to talk about. If they already saying stuff like this, ain't really much to talk about.
yeah, but I mean, but see, that's all the functional and mental illness and the functional love. I mean, that's part of growing up in a black community, man. Like that is just what it is. Just what it is. Dysfunction through and through.
You know what I first heard that?
On top of that, yeah, let's say, let's say for example, you're right. She's getting hit and she's getting beat on, right? And she doesn't want to leave. And let's say she enjoys it. It still doesn't give him the right to do that.
We're not talking about what people got the right to do. You don't have a right in this country to hit anybody without their permission. So
Right.
this ain't about right. It's about whether I should be involved or not. Why would I involve myself with a person who likes to get hit on?
Well, I mean, for example, she's a relative. If she's a relative and family member, right? You want her to be safe. So call the cops.
I don't want her to be safe enough where I have to be involved with a woman who likes to get beat on. If she's in a relationship, she likes it.
No, I disagree. I think you should call the cops.
I agree with
So,
I
so,
agree with
so what you're saying essentially, then, hot sauce, is that if a woman is in an abusive relationship, it's the man's fault,
no
What I'm
no
saying is, if
call the
and
she's in,
cop.
someone should come and help her.
with a, I said call the cops. That's what I said.
I say
I don't know
try.
how many. I said call the cops.
That's why I pay
I say
taxes.
try agreeing with your husband first, and then see if that works out.
Right, but I mean, you know what I mean. So, like for example, now that's my sister. But now, if you hit my daughter, I'm crashing out.
Same
I
same
don't care if you like
Why?
it or not.
same
I'm
rules
crashing.
apply.
I'm
Try
crashing out.
agreeing with your
Yeah,
husband and see how that works out for you.
and, and let it be stated also that black men actually experience higher rates of domestic violence than black women, yet are
Yeah,
also arrested at higher a rate for domestic violence than black women. So they
that's
are
so
actually the victims of more. That's true. That's true data, bro. I'm not just pulling that out my answer.
no. Okay, so
You
I'm
you can
okay.
you
Let
can
me say
verify.
this.
You can fact check.
Let me say this. Let's say she don't know how to control her mouth. My sister. She
She
don't know
don't
how to
need to be
control
married.
her mouth, and she invoked this nigga to go upside her head.
She gotta learn.
What skin is it off my back? Just call the fucking cops.
What's gonna go on my back to do nothing?
I mean, 911. The call is free.
It's also free to do nothing.
Like 911 is expensive.
It's a lot less expensive to do nothing.
911 is free. It's free.
I don't even have to expend energy to do nothing.
No, that's trifling. That's trifling.
No, it's not trifling. If she want to be with somebody, if she wants to be with somebody who's beating on her, she gonna find her. The thing is, she gonna find somebody who's gonna do it.
So basically, you say, "Oh, I'm too tired to press 911."
No, what I'm saying is, I don't even care enough to press 911.
Okay,
If a woman is in
you don't care.
If a woman is in a relationship where she's getting beat on, even if she tries to change relationships, she's not going to be satisfied until she finds a guy that does it.
Okay,
that is the reality.
It's no skin off my back to call the cops to go figure out that situation. No. I'm not saying I'm not putting my life on the line. I'm just saying I'll call the cops for you.
I'm not calling the cops. It's an unnecessary thing. She wants somebody who will hit her. That's why she's in it.
Well, I'm still calling the cops. No skin off my back.
For what?
Why not?
If the cops need to be called, she can call them.
Well, then we both calling them.
My thing is, let her do it. Let her deal with her situation.
Believe all women, Roger. Believe all women.
Man, I'm telling
you still help your family out, man. You still help your family out.
If she called you, she did it to not call the cops.
Well, she called me. I was like, okay, you can come over, and I'm going to call the cops.
If she wanted to call the cops, why would she call you in the first place?
Because I'm her big brother.
You are unnecessary for the phone call to the police. You're literally unnecessary.
No, that's how it works, bro. This is how it works.
Not the women who want something done about it. The women who want something done, they call the actual police.
Well, I'll make sure the police are called.
If you call me, you are avoiding calling the police.
Your opinion.
That's a fact.
No, it's your
not an opinion. This is a tangible thing. You picked up the phone and called, but you did.
Well, 911 is the first number you learn, bro. 911 is the first number you learn.
What did you say, Sims?
I said, well, after she called me, she gonna get to my house and her ass is gonna sit down and call the police and tell them what happened. And I ain't doing nothing. But I agree with you to that extent. Definitely.
There you go. I mean, this is your family member. You know what I mean? Oh.
She has to want to change her own situation for her situation to change. If you're not going to call the police, you don't want your situation to change.
Nobody disagree with that, but you can be a help as she's changing her situation.
When she called the police, she can ask for my help.
You're right. At the end of the day, ultimately, she has to want this, right? So, like what Sim says, okay, come to my house. You can call the police. I call the police. It don't really matter who calls the police. I think that's a little bit petty.
It matters.
Willing to change. As long as he's willing to change, you get out of that situation, then it is what it is. You help your family members.
Okay, now, I hear you, but I'm going to show you how it actually matters. Because when women do a lot of stuff, there's a lot of psychology involved. The one thing a woman doesn't want to do is be held accountable. So if she gets somebody else to call the police for her, she is intentionally doing that so she can tell her man she didn't call. Because it ain't over.
But she also knows who to call, who not to call. So if she's calling me, she knows that this needs to be over.
She can call you, but at the end of the day, if she don't call the police herself, she is literally setting up a situation to tell her man, I never called.
then she also knows that she also knows that not to call me either, then, because she knows how I roll.
Well, my thing is, regardless, if she wants to call the police, she needs to do it herself. If it's over, let it be over.
So
stop giving her a reason to explain to her man why she still needs to be with him. Baby, I didn't call you. My brother shouldn't have did that. I didn't tell him to call you. He overreacted.
Then can be sharp. Then fine, come to my house. Then she can call the cops, and then there you go. Then she called them.
But the point is, she got to make that call. I'm not calling anybody.
Okay,
if you want it to be over with, let it be over with. You call the police, and when you got to deal with your man, because you tried to get back with him, you can tell him how you called the police.
Dealing with him, like there ain't no more.
No. If she don't call, there is more. That's the whole point.
Right. So at the end of the day, she can come to my house, call the cops, do the report, file the restraining order, do all this and that. You know what I mean? So there you go.
But my point is, if she don't make the call, she's not even trying to stop the situation.
Well, even if I call, she's still the one that got to file the report. When they come over, she's still the one that got to.
And she gonna tell that nigga she was pressured into it.
No, well, she can't because it's a restraining order.
You're setting your sister up for more aggravation at this point. I know you mean well. I get you. In your heart, you want stuff to change. It's not changing, bro. If she don't do it, she's only setting you up to be blamed for him going through the situation he getting in. That's it. She ain't trying to leave.
Well,
that's just reality. She's not trying to leave.
She's not calling me.
Well, then she shouldn't call you. But I said earlier, she shouldn't be calling anybody. You know, if she wants this to be over, she needs to make it be over. If she thinks she needs to call the cops for it to be over, she needs to do it herself. Now, I'm going to say shout out to Afro Merchant. He said, Dr. GBR's statement, no man ever attacked his woman for being agreeable, profound, a true scholar. He earned that doctoral degree.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hey, shout out to Dr. Brown.
Handed over the honorary doctoral.
I had to wait 2 hours and 46 minutes and 53 seconds for somebody to understand how profound that statement really is. I appreciate that. That's my dissertation.
Shout out to Dr. Brown, y'all. Now, y'all smart people. When we laugh and chuckle about something that we all know ain't true, and I say shout out to Dr. Brown, y'all should understand what I'm talking about. Shout out to the one and only. I heard she trademarked it, y'all. Somebody put that in the video. They was like, she trademarked her name, Dr. Brown. Sound real. You know, they're going to say I'm not a doctor, but I trademarked it. Sound real. But we'll leave that for another day. But yeah, my main point is, y'all, when a woman wants out, she'll get out. If you get in the way and get in between, you're setting her up to tell her man that she didn't really want to be out, and y'all pressure her into doing it. I never made the call myself. The state had to pick up the case. Just take me back. I know you mean well, but it ain't going to come out well. If she want to call, just let her call. If she won't call, just accept she is who she is. If you love her, you can still accept that she's not the smartest person in this particular regard. But I'm a whole fan because it's fine.
I don't think there's an issue whether calling or she call.
As long
as the stuff gets done, man.
No, it's not as long as it gets done, bro. That's the main thing. It's not as long as it gets done. It's about a woman taking accountability for her situation. And if she's not going to do it, she ain't ready to leave. And you're protecting her and making it that much easier to get back with him and get beat on again.
I totally disagree with that.
That ain't gonna change no facts, though, brother. I promise you that.
No, that's not the facts. I mean, unless she has Stockholm syndrome,
if she didn't call, she hasn't taken accountability. If she didn't call,
women who've been battered and beaten, that want to have change, have called family members, and then they got out of the situation because they really wanted out of the situation.
Bro, I hear you. I hear you. One of the best things you can do to take accountability is to make a phone call. If you ain't willing to make a phone call, I can't trust nothing you talking about.
But what if she's calling you for some advice, and like Hassel said, you come to the crib, I talk to you, give you the phone, and tell you to call the cops.
Yeah, she can call. I understand how it's got to be done. The thing is, she got to make that call. If she really want out, she'll make the call.
Most women, most. Look, okay, from my personal.
Well, hold on, y'all. Cause no disrespect, but inspired trooper here. Let's let him get in first before we go down that road. Okay, let him get off. Inspired truth, you got it, my brother.
All right, all right. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday over here. You heard me? Literally, you heard me? Nah. So here's the
Roger, I
inspired
can't hear
truth.
him. I can't.
Inspired truth. We're gonna call on you, man. You gonna say something or not?
I can't hear him.
Inspired truth going once. Inspired truth going twice.
Yeah, we
Hey,
can't hear
look.
him.
I'm proud. I'm proud. Like y'all, you actually like went there, you built this case, and on top of that, you actually kept the link pinned. I was actually able to get in today.
Just for you, brother. Just for you.
So here's one of the things that kind of comes to mind for me. Like we have a situation here where we do hold guys to a particular standard when they're going out there and they're doing their dating practices in general. We will clown guys for thinking with their other head, but we have no type of smoke for when it comes to the ladies doing their thing and thinking with their peace leave. Like they can go ahead and have no restrictions on their end, and then we expect guys to have discipline and restriction on their end. It's really where that comes into play. Like in previous eras, you had kind of a system where there was, judgment of who you're dealing with and all of that. And now we're in kind of the era of anything goes. And we're in that era of anything goes, but we'll still kind of repudiate guys that make poor decisions in their choices of female companion, but not exactly have that same level of energy for women and their male companion. I think that's kind of where a lot of this stuff kind of ends up rooting for. And then we actually still have this idea where guys are put in this position where they're supposed to just kind of jump in and make life altering decisions, like with no questions asked, like no assessment, no nothing. And that's really an issue for the cops. And when it is an issue for the cops, that thing needs to be like over with. Like Roger was saying, like that needs to be like done. It's an issue for the cops. And when you show up to me, it's to move your stuff. And that's where I'll land. Particularly when it's a violent issue.
Okay, I'm gonna say well said, my brother. And I'm gonna say this. Look, man, I got to make evaluations. Look, most of us here are men. We got a few women that listen, but most of us here are men. We all understand we got to make assessments and evaluations. I got to figure out what's worth my time. I don't do all the things I did when I was younger. Some place I don't really kick it at no more when I was younger. Now, do I feel like I'm quote unquote tough enough to go there and be all right? Yeah, I do. But I do know stuff happens sometimes. And sometimes you get hit accidentally. Niggas get shot every day by accident. Every day somebody done got shot by accident. Now, if I know I go to a certain place where they shoot a lot, and I get shot by accident, am I any less dead? I'm not. So guess what? Since I care about me and I actually believe I'm worth something, I got to make an assessment on should I be around for this particular thing. So if I have a sister that will call me because some man is whooping on her, I'm be like, what you want me to give you some boxing tips? Because I'm not fighting. You having sex with the dude. I ain't fighting. Now, if you want some boxing tips, I can give you that. It's that simple. I'm not going to even talk to her about calling no police or anything like that. When she's ready to leave, she'll leave. She grown. It's that simple at the end of the day. I would think of this a little bit different if it was a child living in my house. She don't even get to make decisions like this. I make those anyway, because I'm the adult. But when an adult calls me because somebody whooping on them, I am willing to help teach you so you can learn how to fight better. But what I'm not going to do is go fight your fight. There's no reason for me to do it. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not helping you by enabling you.
Yeah, this is another thing. Like, you're not like that guy's mom or dad. And like, they're not like kids or something for you to be kind of jumping in, breaking up the fight and all that. That is a job for law enforcement when it gets to that level between a dispute between two grown adults.
Look, man, I can show you a proper stance. You know, heck, I sit down and watch the Tyson fights with you and see what I can point out to you that you'll understand. This look how Tyson do this. He's one of the greatest ever. But going in a fight for you, shorty ain't my woman. I'm your sister though. So you about to go fight for me? Now, some of y'all be like, well, my sister's a fight for me. Well, why would I put my sister in a position where she got to go fight for me? I ain't doing that to my sister. Think about that. If it's a woman that I can't control without physical touch, maybe I don't need to be messing with her. Well, what if you was with her for 3 years and she just hit you for the first time? Hey, I'm a man. I can give you one warning. The second time you touch me, I'm beating the brakes off you.
Yeah, you gonna get a warning. You see my hips twisting, my fist coming. That's the warning.
Yeah, I can honestly say, and I've said it before, there was a woman who hit me once. I popped her in the arm one time. I said, you see how that felt? And that ain't even no real swing. You ain't gonna win this fight. And if we gotta touch each other again, I'm literally beating the brakes off you. Because guess what your family not gonna do? They're not gonna come ask me my side of the story. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you in the hospital, and then that'll give us a real reason to get into it. She ain't never touched me again. It worked, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't play about me. No. People say this stuff about, he don't play about this, I don't play about me. I've been grown. Don't nobody got permission to whoop me. That's over with. It was cool. I appreciate it when I was younger. I appreciate all the people who looked out for me. I appreciate all the people who whooped me, because it was more than my mom and my dad. I done got whooped by other people too. I appreciate all of that. But I got my lesson. It's over with now. So if you're trying to whoop me, I might take you trying to kill me, and I might have to do something to you. Because guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to voluntarily lose. That ain't.
Oh, but what if she sends brothers or friends to come and whip you?
Bro, that's why she needs to go to the hospital, because once she say I touch her, they coming anyway. So she got to go to the hospital for it. And people think, oh, that's mean. No. Well, whatever you say to them, they coming for blood. So if you willing to go to the hospital so they'll come for blood, so be that. I'm not playing with violence. Violence is serious to me. People die behind violence. It's not a joke. Don't look for me to take it as one. And since they're going to come that hard for me anyway, I might as well, the least I can do is put you in the hospital. That's the least I can do. So how about we keep all that everything non-violent, where everybody get to be good. But if you think because I'm a black man, y'all get to beat on me, you're going to find out there's another thing coming. That's real talk. Okay? Shout out to Elder Blood. He going to get the last super chat today probably, because we about to end this, y'all. We about to hit that 3-hour mark. So I'm going to let y'all get some closing statements, though. Shout out to Elder Blood. He said the last 7 years has shown black men unequivocally who their real enemies and white supremacists are. They are black women pretending to be loyal and the backbone of black men, black kids, and black society. I don't even think they're doing a good job of pretending to be loyal, truth be told. But they do pretend. I give you that. They do pretend. I don't think they're doing a good job of it. All I'm saying is, y'all, I love myself enough to whoop you over me. That's all I'm saying. I ain't encouraging nobody to be violent, but I do love myself to whoop you over me. And that ain't changing for anybody. And just because she got a skirt on, don't mean it's going to be different. Okay? But we're going to give it to Detective Sims first for his last statement, and we're going to go across the board. Detective, you got it.
At the end of the day, just think a lot more, fellas. There's nothing wrong as a taxpaying citizen to call the goddamn police.
Absolutely.
911. All right? And I'll close it right there.
Shout out to you, brother. Dr. GBR, you are in the building. We need that last statement from you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would say you shouldn't fight other people's fights. You shouldn't fight fights for women simply because they called upon you. They're emotional creatures, and we're aware of it. Whatever happened before you got there, you're never going to get the truth when you show up. So don't lose your life for a lie. I'll end there.
There was something in that statement. Some medicine, some healing. The Woman King, you got it.
Gentlemen of the culture, I'm going to say this. Once again, this is the result of the Woman King. This is the result of a society that listens to women, that does what women tells them to do when they tell them to do it. This is the result of that. This is the result of single mothers pushing fathers out of the household. This is the result of single mothers telling their sons to protect their sister at all costs, regardless of what their sisters are doing. This is the outcome of all this. So, if we want to see something different, we got to stop with this whole Woman King narrative.
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Pimp Shea Butter. What say you, my brother? What say you?
People in the chat just heard from a nigga with a female avatar. Now that's some sickness. Be reasonable and be sharp. 911 is free, niggas, and it's reasonable. 911. It is free, no skin off your back. Or you can take advice from these niggas. One of them got a female avatar. And I rest my case.
This nigga cold
There's gonna be some
blooded,
furniture moving backstage. There's gonna be some furniture moving backstage.
He's cold blooded though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, I ain't gonna respond to that until we get back.
Hey, it was final statements. It was final statements. It is what he got you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Inspired Truth Broadcast, you got it.
Absolutely. You're not a grown man's mother. You're not a grown man's father. You leave that up to the cops. That's the authority that we leave it to in this society here. And basically, you should not ever be paying the check that somebody else's mouth or something else wrote. It's not for you to cash. You get your ash out of there.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I'm gonna say this, y'all, because I'm not gonna side with just random criminal behavior. But I got friends and family that are cops. I prefer you leave them alone. Real talk. If you want to be with a man that won't leave you alone and who got to beat on you, if you got to get beat on to feel validated, you grown. Knock yourself out. I prefer y'all leave the cops alone and let them deal with real stuff going on. Not using police to regulate what's going on in your household. Okay? I don't agree with inviting the government to your household. Let them do some real stuff. We got stuff to worry about out here. Why are you trying to get them between your sheets? They not supposed to be regulating what's happening between some man and some woman. Y'all, if y'all can't figure it out, just break up with each other. And if y'all can't break up with each other and y'all kill each other, I'm good with that too, because y'all grown. It's that simple to me. I would hate to think that my friends and my family got to go deal with what police will tell you some of the worst calls they get are domestic violence calls. That's what the average cop will tell you. I'd rather my people be left alone. Now, granted, if something happened to them, they picked the job, I can't even trip because they picked the job and they come with the territory. But I'm going to say as the person who makes the call, the people who calling them, why y'all calling them for y'all mess? Like they ain't got better stuff to do? I mean, for real. That's what we going to do with the police. We're going to tie them up in issues because some man and some woman can't get along, but they definitely can't get along without each other because they got to continue to have sex anyway. So now one is trying to regulate the other because y'all can't leave each other alone. My friends and family ain't really got time for this. I would hate to see them die over some chick who loved dick so much that if you want me to believe she don't like getting beat on, she died over a dick that was beating on her. And that's what my friend got to die about. Yeah, I went to go deal with the domestic violence issue because she loved having sex with this nigga. But somehow I'm supposed to believe she can't stand getting beat on by this nigga. And my friend got to die over that. I'd rather y'all leave the cops alone. That's really wasn't what they was for. But y'all have a good day. Y'all got to figure that out for yourself. And again, I understand you can protect black women at all costs. But how much are you willing to pay? Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. If y'all like the greatest show on social media, subscribe. We do this 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. I will see y'all next time around. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. And shout out. Okay, what we got this? Shout out to Shout out to Malcolm X, y'all. Afro Merch say happy birthday to the Honorable Malcolm X. It's Malcolm X's birthday, y'all. A special happy birthday to Malcolm X. Shout out to all his family members that are still around. You know, we definitely appreciate the sacrifice he made. Thank you very much, y'all. And thank y'all for making y'all sacrifice so he can make his sacrifices. Real talk. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And everybody out there listening, love you too. Long live habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.